NFL coaches will absolutely tell you the truth about how they are going to disseminate fantasy points amongst all their players, but you have to be able to know what they're actually saying. I brought in a man who knows better than anyone what the coaches are actually saying today on the channel, Mr. Coach Speak Index.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
All right, Mr. Greg Branos, the Coach Speak Index. You guys can check out all of his work on Twitter at the Coach Speak Index. You can subscribe to his awesome website. You can get in his Discord and figure out what all of these coaches are saying. Greg, man, how are you doing? 45 days to the beginning of the NFL season. We are 10 days away from the Hall of Fame game. What's up, man?
What's up, man? And this week, training camp starts in full for every team. All of the press conferences, like we're in press conference season now from now until like at least January. It's heaven. It's heaven.
It is. It is. So I sent you a list of guys that I think, well, actually, to be honest, I didn't fully compile this list, but yesterday on the Sunday stream, I said, who do you guys want to hear about? And I mean, I think for Best Ball Sickos, there's really no one that people want to hear about more than Jaydon Blue. A crazy article, maybe not that crazy, comes out saying that Jaydon Blue is lazy. You do a modicum of digging and you find out that the person who said that Jaydon Blue is lazy is, I mean, I don't even know what you would, he was a coach in 2000.
Like 2 decades ago.
Like 2 decades ago. So Jaydon Blue, you got to tell me once and for all, is Jaydon Blue lazy, Greg?
I mean, I don't know about that. Like there's a little bit of smoke, like just besides this, and Marcus Mosher, who is not the guy that said that, but I believe it was his podcast, the Locked On Cowboys. Yeah, he kind of walked it back a little bit in a tweet. I think it might have been like in a tweet to you saying like, yeah, he could become a thing for sure this season. But you know, you have the Dane Brugler stuff in the Beast about like, hey, this guy maybe could be a little bit more mature. But when we're talking about the Cowboys backfield, first of all, I think we need to look at what head coach Brian Schottenheimer said when he was asked on April 26th if the Cowboys backfield would be running back by committee. And this was after, drafting Jaydon Blue. Schottenheimer said it's too early to say, which is not like a huge vote of confidence in Javonte Williams / Miles Sanders. Maybe it's a situation where Schottenheimer doesn't want to kind of lay this out this far in advance, right? Like we hadn't even been to rookie training camp or OTAs or anything of that nature. There actually has not been a lot of coach speak thus far on the rookie running backs in Dallas. They briefly mentioned Jaydon Blue's speed when they drafted him. And then during OTAs, Schottenheimer said that Jaydon Blue and Phil Maffa have a lot to learn in a good way.
I mean, they do have a lot to learn. I would say the fact that no one on the coaching staff has been like, well, we clearly signed Javonte as the starter, has got to be insanely bearish for Williams in particular. Like, generally speaking, you would think I guess actually he's not longer tenured than Miles Sanders, but he got paid the most money. Generally speaking, you would assume you sign a guy of Javonte Williams' pedigree. I mean, the only thing surprising about Javonte Williams is that he wasn't a former first-round pick. Actually, Leonard Fournette is the way more typical Cowboy signing. They love former first-round picks. And they also love guys who played in the Big 12, which Javonte Williams didn't. I will tell you guys this. I've done a little bit of digging on the Jaydon Blue stuff. I've heard things from either way. Like I actually had a couple people reach out to me via DM after that original the Locked On Cowboys thing got posted, and they said, "Oh, we've heard behind closed doors, been given information that like the attitude stuff is actually even worse than like what Dane Brugler was putting in the Beast and stuff like that." However, and don't quote me on this, but JB Phil in Peter's Discord and Chip Chasers, he lives in Dallas. He was listening to local radio this morning. He got a pull quote from me. I tried to find this. Hasn't been published yet. You have to download the Odyssey app. Look, I love fantasy football. I'm not going to download the Odyssey app.
That's the line.
Jaydon Blue narrative source considered unreliable by Cowboys insider Bobby Belt. The source, Glenn Stretch Smith, quote, was a peripheral staff member in 1999 to 2001. And according to Cowboys insider Bobby Belt, there's no way he was talking to anyone inside the building. What Smith said is that there are, quote, rumblings that the running back from Texas is borderline lazy. Belt said, now, I don't agree with this because I like Marcus Mosher. I've known Marcus for a long time. But Bobby Belt said the podcast is known to be unreliable, using shaky sources with incorrect information. What should you're watching at home, you're listening at home, what should you do? I would say if we are living in an environment where the Cowboys backfield, you guys can look at these projections right now. Javonte Williams is projected for a lot of points because my boy Mike Clay is kind of just throwing his hands up and saying, I don't really know what to do with this. The more important thing, there are actually a lot of points available there for this Cowboys, because what you'll hear lots of fantasy football analysts say, well, the Cowboys are just going to throw, right? Who cares? The Cowboys are just going to throw. Clay has them projected for 367 rushes, 1,500 rushing yards, 11 rushing touchdowns, 94 targets distributed to the running back, 72 receptions, 489 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, right now, obviously, Miles Sanders is the best buy. But Greg, you know how this goes. Schottenheimer comes out tomorrow, says, "Oh, Miles put together a great practice. We're feeling real good about Miles." I mean, how high can Miles go? I think we could probably get I think the Slappies could get Miles to the 11th round. Hand to God, I think we could.
Yeah, if it's like a combination of Miles Sanders was running with the ones, he was the first one off the line in running back drills today, and then we get some really good coach speak from Brian Schottenheimer. But from what Schottenheimer has said, like they do value Javonte Williams. A big part of what they value is his pass protection. Javonte Williams, one of the better pass protectors we saw last year in Dallas. Now this was Mike McCarthy being in charge of play calls and whatnot. But on third down, like they didn't really trust Rico Dowdle that much in pass protection. So we saw like so much Hunter Lepke last season. So maybe that was, with Javonte Williams being the first one brought in, maybe that's kind of the mindset that Schottenheimer had, is like, first we want a guy who is just an absolute dog in pass protection. We have to protect
110 pass blocking snaps for Javonte last year is a lot. That is a lot of running back pass blocking snaps.
Yeah, he's trustworthy. Like coaches love him in pass protection. Too bad he doesn't offer a lot anywhere else anymore.
Well, I talked about this with Jacob and Karain a little bit, but passing down backs are totally changing in the NFL now. It's gone away from the Nyheim Hines, Chris Thompson, the short, quick guy. Now it's I want a 230-pound guy who is not getting stonewalled and is just going to catch the ball and fall down if and when we get put in that situation. So that's Jaydon Blue. All right, huge for fantasy football, the Jacksonville Jaguars backfield, because sort of without much of anything really to hang your hat on, we have seen Travis Etienne go way up in ADP. He is now a top 100 pick on Underdog in Best Ball Mania. I cannot abide by this at all. I mean, look at this incredibly bearish projection for Mr. Clay here on Travis Etienne. What do you got on the Jacksonville Jaguars backfield?
Yeah, they've talked about them a little bit during OTAs. Liam Cohen was asked about Travis Etienne. Cohen highlighted Etienne's ability in the screen game to hand him jet sweeps, said that his vision so far in the run game has been good. There's been a consistency where he can shine in ways in space. And then unprompted, Liam Cohen went on to shoot down reports that had been circulating about the Jags not being all that high on ETN and like the trade rumors involving Travis Etienne. So that's pretty much all that they've said about ETN thus far. After they drafted Bashal Tutin, Cohen said that Tutin has the ability to strike from a distance, to score from anywhere on the field. His forced missed tackles behind the line of scrimmage was through the roof. That I felt like was a pretty big comment from Cohen. Like when you look at what Bucky Irving did last season with the Bucs, all his missed tackles forced behind the line of scrimmage, turning those like potentially very negative plays into, you know, a 1 or 2 yard gain instead of a 5 yard loss. And then this was pretty bearish. A few weeks later, this was like, I think the first day of live reps for.
So this is so bad on Tutin.
Yeah, this is bad. Liam Cohen was asked, "Hey, how's Bashal Tutin looking?" And Liam Cohen said, well, he put the ball on the ground today. He fumbled with his very first rep in a live NFL practice. So that's not great. And I mean, that's like kind of rare for a coach to really call out a guy to that extent, especially like a rookie that you just drafted. And usually we want to see them build a little bit of confidence in the rookies. Cohen went on to say that I thought the previous week we were getting more into scheme. He was getting a little more comfortable. Thought he started to get a little bit more into it, had a couple better runs of feeling the zone, being able to stick his foot in the ground and accelerate. There's like a few too many qualifiers in there for my liking with I thought he started to get a little more comfortable, a little bit this, a little bit that. And then finally in June, Cohen was asked about Bashal Tutin's retention in the classroom, how he's translating that to the field. And Cohen said that it's like a huge jump for running backs from protection systems that we see in college to the ones that we see in the NFL. And that we're trying to teach the why on the 5 different footwork tracks a running back needs to learn. Sometimes that can slow them down in this phase. And then Cohen said, quote, "I think he's done a solid job. I know he needs a lot more work, which all these guys do," end quote. And then just one small comment on LaQuint Allen. Cohen said Cohen said LaQuint Allen is kind of an interesting player. He can play a little bit of slot and you can move him into the backfield. He can catch the ball. He's good in the screen game. So don't love the comment there of, hey, you can move him into the back. You can move him into the backfield. Like, I would hope so. He's a running back that you drafted. But just the overall kind of picture of this backfield, like I thought like them drafting 2 running backs is probably not great for their 2 incumbent running backs.
Well, Bigsby can't play on passing downs at all. Like really unlikely to get that role. And ETN is just like, the thing with ETN is he starts every year looking pretty good. And then he gets one slight little knock and it's over for him.
Yeah.
That's what's happened with him.
Yeah. People talk about the injury last year. Like, oh, well, yeah, he didn't look that great after the injury. I didn't think he looked that great before the injury last season. And when we go back to 2023, you start to see this big drop off in efficiency. Huge
drop off in efficiency for ETN.
Yeah, and maybe it's just like they gave him too much work. I think he had like the second most touches in the NFL behind Christian McCaffrey that season. So maybe he's just like not quite built for a really big workload.
I mean, he has the Harold Fannin thing, Greg. He is duck-footed. Truly, that's real. That is not
really?
that is not. Yeah, go look at the guy run. He is legitimately he runs in a duck-footed manner with his toes to the outside. I remember it being one of the things that scouting Twitter really hammered him about. Why can't some running backs play on passing downs? How hard is it to learn to block and catch pass? Is very hard. The blocking part, the catching passes, they mostly can all do. But it is the learning the pass protections, because you have to, as the running back, the way I understand it, this could not be true in every system. You have to learn the same pass protections that the quarterback knows and that the offensive line knows. and you also have to be able to do it. So like, for example, people sort of will do this with like, Deuce Vaughn, and by people, I'm me, will be like, well, Deuce Vaughn's small and electric. He should play on passing downs. Deuce Vaughn would lose every passing down rep ever. He's so small. He just has no chance. So that, unfortunate, but it does happen. It does happen for these guys.
That reminds me of the question in Moneyball when Billy Bean is telling Hattenberg when they go to his house, like, first base, not like how hard.
Super easy, right?
Not that tough. and the other coach is like, I think Ron Washington, like, extremely tough, actually.
Extremely tough. Yeah. All right. Really interesting one here. The second running back in Indianapolis should theoretically be really valuable. Jonathan Taylor's missed 19 of his career games. They traded a conditional 7th round pick for Khalil Herbert, I believe, and then they drafted DJ Giddens. A lot of us expected Giddens to maybe even be a 2nd round pick. He falls to round 5 in the NFL draft. I really like DJ Giddens. I think DJ Giddens is a way better player than Khalil Herbert, but Herbert has had some success in the NFL. For whatever reason, he gets traded to the Bengals last year. They never use him. 36 total rushes last year between Cincinnati and Chicago. He fumbled. That fumble you guys see there on his stats, that was his first carry as a member of the Bengals. Do we have anything on Giddens versus Herbert as the running back 2 in Indianapolis?
Yeah, so like you said, Jonathan Taylor has missed multiple games each of the last 3 seasons. I think it was like 6, 7, and 3 games over the last 3 years. And just to set the table here, head coach Shane Steichen said in February that Jonathan Taylor is our bell cow. We'll look at adding pieces behind him, and that will be big. So on Khalil Herbert versus DJ Giddens, they have not said a single significant thing about Khalil Herbert this entire offseason.
Why is that? I wonder why that is.
Right after the Colts drafted DJ Giddens, general manager Chris Ballard said that Giddens has a chance to help us in a lot of different ways. Ballard also said Giddens has to work on his pass protection, but he'll be good at it. In that same press conference, Shane Steichen said DJ Giddens has contact balance, vision. He's a 4.43 guy. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. The toughness he plays with is off the charts. And then a couple weeks later, Steichen was asked what he likes about DJ Giddens. Steichen said his movement skills, his vision, and the way he sees the hole is impressive. He's a glider. He has really good instincts through the line of scrimmage. And then Steichen added that it's big to add that depth to the running back room.
As it should be. So to give, if maybe people are, look, man, it's July 21st. Maybe everyone's like kind of just now learning who is on what team. I'm sure there are many cases of that. So DJ Giddens was a real eye of the beholder prospect. He was not particularly outstanding at anything at the combine, but he was fine. But man, was he productive. 71% dominator rating his final season at Kansas State. Really productive as a receiver as well. 29 and 21 receptions. Maybe doesn't sound like a ton until you realize, that he was playing at Kansas State. I actually have no idea what the RotoViz sim scores will give him. This is without anything adjusted. Darrington Evans, Lamar Miller, Kendall Hunter, Jamal Charles, Blake Corum, Isaiah Spiller, Michael Carter, Wendell Smallwood, Tank Bigsby, Izzy Abanikanda. I think all that seems about, I'm not going to give him a Jamal Charles comp. No one should get the Jamal Charles comp, but kind of a bigger Kendall Hunter, a more productive Michael Carter. I think that's honestly a more productive Michael Carter behind Jonathan Taylor sounds like a player I would really like to be drafting.
Yeah. And I don't love the, Chris Ballard saying that he needs to work on his pass protection, but when you look at Khalil Herbert is one of the worst running backs in the NFL when it comes to pass protection.
Yes, he is. Khalil Herbert in his career has had 119 pass blocking reps. He's never had above a 61 PFF grade. He has allowed 8 hurries. That which does not sound like a lot, but in true, I guess, I don't know what this true pass set is. Basically his coaches just never asked him to do it. 41 pass blocking snaps out of a true passing set seems bad. Yes, Tyler Goodson is still technically there. Sure.
You would not know it from any of the press conferences.
Yeah. Actually, while we are on the Indianapolis Colts, let's just do this right now, man.
Mm-hmm.
Who is starting the most games at quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts? You got Jones, you got Richardson. Is it going to be both? What's up with Richardson's shoulder? Where are we at?
Yeah, I think they're going to ping pong a little bit. They did say that they expected Richardson back, at some point in training camp when the whole shoulder thing was going on. They promised a QB competition before and after signing Daniel Jones. Steichen said in March that Richardson and Jones will split reps going into training camp. The starter will come down to who is the most consistent, which everybody keeps saying like, oh, they're saying the most consistent. They did say the most consistent and the most productive. And then Chris Ballard, their GM, stated in April, quote, "If I'm a betting man, at some point, both of them will help us," end quote. So it doesn't seem like they have a lot of confidence in either one being able to kind of hold down the job for the entire season. Chris Ballard said about Anthony Richardson, we need this consistency down after down. He has to stay healthy. That's probably the biggest question right now. Lot of talk from Ballard and Steichen about consistency. Steichen said in March that Richardson's completion percentage needs to improve. And then in April, Ballard said, "I'm encouraged by Anthony Richardson's offseason work. It's been really good." On Daniel Jones, just a quick couple quotes here. Steichen said at the beginning of June that Daniel Jones has been great. He's picked up the system real nice. And then the next week, Steichen said, "I'm very pleased with what we've got in Daniel Jones right now. He's been doing a hell of a job. Very smart football player. Learned the offense very quickly, making really good decisions out there in OTAs. Great command in the huddle. Ultimate pro." So they are talking up Daniel Jones quite a bit. Would expect him to be the starter come week one. But
God, that is so gnarly, man.
I think we haven't seen like a good Daniel Jones since Brian Daboll's first year coaching with the Giants. And then after Jones secured that bag, just all downhill, which, he had the neck injury and all that stuff, but he just has not looked good, man.
Man, so the big time throw rate last 4 years for Daniel Jones, 1.8, 1.4, 2.4, 1.9. His ADOT, the 2 years he was any good, 8.4 and 8, 7.3, 6.5, 6.9, 7.5. Everything. His pressure to sack ratio is worse. His time, like just everything across the board, Daniel Jones has regressed so hard. And, man, he was kind of in an impossible situation in New York to some degree. Not a particularly good prospect. I guess the thing that I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around is if you have two very imperfect quarterbacks, which I think you'd have a very hard time arguing that Daniel Jones is close to a perfect quarterback prospect. Like even, if you even compare him to other reclamation projects like Sam Darnold, from New York, like every coach that Darnold ever had was like, well, at least he's like an unbelievable thrower. The guy can make absolutely any throw, hit it in any window. He can throw it off his back foot. He can throw it moving. Richardson is probably Richardson's a worse NFL quarterback than Daniel Jones right now. But like, I don't know. 2.5% of the time you get a franchise quarterback at Anthony Richardson. Maybe 15% of the time he turns into a league average starter, and then the rest of the time he's like a stone bust. I mean, your numbers on Daniel Jones there are 0, right? He's never ever best case scenario, Daniel Jones kind of turns into a Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's just, I'm gonna start 1 year here, I'm gonna start 1 year there. Oh, you drafted a rookie no, even better. Our generation's Tyrod Taylor. That's who Daniel Jones is. He's there to start 4 games when you draft a rookie quarterback. So I don't know. Do you draft any Richardson or Jones? I draft them both, actually.
Yeah, I haven't drafted a ton of Jones. It really just feels it really just depends on like what kind of QB room you have going, like what you need in that area. They're both going pretty late. situations where like I feel pretty decent with the two quarterbacks that I have. If I have like Drake May and Trevor Lawrence, like Anthony Richardson is so fun to tack on as just like, I'm probably okay with these two. But when we're talking about these QBs and Ballard saying like they're both going to help us at some point, we could absolutely see a scenario where Daniel Jones starts, he's bad. Anthony Richardson gets in there, he's also bad, or he gets injured. Daniel Jones back in. So like what is the percentage chance that we get an Anthony Richardson start in week 15, 16, or 17? Like not even all of them, right? It feels like there's a pretty decent chance we get at least one start out of him during those playoff weeks, and having him as a QB3 when he's active is just really, really nice to have.
Yeah. I probably just today, you could ask me tomorrow and my mind might change. I think today my favorite is probably Richardson, because if you grant the conceit that it is unknowable who's starting in weeks 15, 16, and 17, I at least want the guy who can play a shitty real life NFL game and still rack up 27 points. You know, like that's really where I'm at with them. Let's move now to the Colts wide receivers, because I think this is interesting in a couple of ways. First being they add Tyler Warren to this room after having, I mean, guys, the Colts tight end rotation from years past. I will pull up a good example of just how poor might maybe not even the right word, just utterly bizarre that is. They draft Tyler Warren. They draft A.D. Mitchell high last year, but then play him behind Alec Pierce because A.D. Mitchell just absolutely cannot be trusted to do anything. A.D. Mitchell basically cost the Colts the playoffs last year, throwing a pick six on a reverse where you just never should have thrown it and then laughed about it. Just like truly unbelievable stuff. Alec Pierce, I mean, you know what? You'd win a bar bet on this one. Who led the 2024 Colts in receiving yards? I don't think anyone would be able to guess Alec Pierce. What information do you have for me on the Colts wide receivers?
Yeah, by the way, A.D. Mitchell was not the only person laughing about that pick six he threw. Sean Payton, because that was against the Broncos, right? Sean Payton in that post-game presser was like, that was I can't believe he did it. I'm glad he did. I can't believe that they basically like they called that and he threw that. Look at this tight end rotation, by the way. Ooh. Will Mallory, Mo Alley Cox, Andrew Ogletree, Kylan Granson, 3 guys between 40 and 43%. Another guy in there at 8%. I mean, that is the stuff nightmares are made of. Yeah. Well, should we start with Tyler Warren here then?
Sure. Yeah.
The Colts for well over a year, since like March 2024, were just publicly thirsting for a wide tight end to have.
They were rumored to be in on Bowers last year.
Yes. And if Bowers was there at what was it, 16 that they were picking, I think they absolutely would have taken Bowers. Steichen was talking about the importance of guys like Antonio Gates, who provide you with a serious advantage running routes in the middle of the field against linebackers and safeties, while also being a legitimate blocker in the run game. Then in General Manager Chris Ballard's end of season presser in January 2025, he spoke on the tight end situation and said, quote, "I've got to be able to give Shane and them a guy that can really control the middle of the field that teams have to account for and defend," end quote. Then they draft Tyler Warren with a 15th overall pick. Chris Ballard says Tyler Warren was an easy pick. There was not a lot of discussion. He can do a lot. He can play multiple spots. He has a QB background, so he can play in the backfield. Great 50-50 ball catcher. Brings an element of toughness that I thought we needed to add offensively. Then he said, quote, "I think Shane will find unique ways to use him," end quote. One of those guys is always open. That's part of his uniqueness. His hands are pretty rare. Thought he had the best hands of any player in the draft. He's a unique dude. He's going to be able to handle a high volume of whatever we ask him to do. Then Shane Steichen said Tyler Warren can do it all. Physical with a ball in his hand, gets yak. He'll lay the wood on you. He'll hurdle you. He's going to bring a lot to our team for sure. Big target who plays above the rim. When guys are on him, he's still open. A couple weeks later, Steichen said, "We'll have some fun with all the things Tyler Warren is able to do." And then in early June, Steichen said, "Tyler Warren is very smart. He picks up things very quickly. He's been phenomenal so far. His movement skills, great feel, great instincts. They are so high on Tyler Warren, just like unbelievably high in this guy. And then you look at reports from OTAs, how Tyler Warren was just involved in everything. I mean, the way that they're talking him up, the way that they're talking about using him, it does give kind of a Taysom Hill vibe to me. They want him very, very involved on offense, which scares me a little bit. Like once, we're talking about goal line stuff. If Richardson is also playing, then you have Anthony Richardson as a potential for, getting goal line stuff. You have Jonathan Taylor, obviously. And then I think you have Tyler Warren in this mix of doing some rushing stuff near the goal line. So I think he could have a little bit of an effect on Jonathan Taylor. I think he can also have an effect on how the targets are distributed. Josh Downs, like incredible talent, but is he going to be able to get volume there that he in like accurate volume that he needs?
Is this true? Do the Colts always talk their guys up? I would have a feeling that would be the case with some teams. Like, are some teams just like always hyperbolically into these guys?
Chris Ballard is a pretty straight shooting guy. So when he's saying stuff like, okay, yeah, like him saying that both of these guys, I think, are going to help us at some point. And in his end of season presser, he was talking, like they asked him about Anthony Richardson, and he got like, he said things that no other GM besides maybe like John Schneider of the Seahawks or a couple guys here and there might say, but saying like, I thought Anthony Richardson felt at points this season like he was just drowning out there. Like he's very blunt about guys, and they have a huge heart on for Tyler Warren, and they love Alec Pierce. By the way,
I can't hear that
of Alec Pierce, and I believe there was one point this offseason where they were talking about AD Mitchell, and then just unprompted start talking about Alec Pierce. Shane Steichen recently said,
I wonder how close Alec Pierce was to highest ADOT in the NFL. He's got to be pretty gosh darn close. Yeah, he is. Of anyone with minimum like real targets, he's highest in the NFL by 1 billion.
Yeah, he's a true veteran best ball player. Like, just look at his game logs. They're crazy.
I mean, isn't that much worse for with Daniel Jones though? Just on Pierce, like you do not want Daniel Jones throwing the ball to, like, not that Daniel Jones can't. My God, 22.2 average depth of target for Alec Pierce. Only Christian Watson and Demarcus Robinson are above 15. That is unbelievable. That's actually one of the most unbelievable stuff I've ever. That's crazy. I'm not disagreeing with Greg, but I don't believe it at all. I don't think that Warren's rushing stuff is going to happen in the NFL at all. He is not as athletic as Bowers, and the Raiders didn't do that stuff at all. And to Greg's point, Richardson's going to be better at that than Tyler Warren. I mean, Anthony Richardson basically was that package player his sophomore year at Florida anyway with Emory Jones. And just another point that I want to make, which at this stage doesn't matter. I'm drafting Tyler Warren. I have Tyler Warren ranked ahead of average draft position on Underdog. But I do just want to make this clear that Tyler Warren, not a particularly great prospect. If you were putting him on a hierarchy of tight end prospects, he would not be on the Mount Rushmore. He's not Brock Bowers. Backed up Theo Johnson, Pat Freiermuth, and Brenton Strange at Penn State. True huge breakout his final season, 30% dominator rating, adds in he scored he accumulated 22% of Penn State's total offense a year they made the college football playoff. I'm not saying Tyler Warren is bad. I don't think that's true at all, but I think Tyler Warren is like he's kind of like a TJ Hawkinson-esque prospect, not a Brock Bowers, Kyle, and God forbid you invoke the name of Kyle Pitts, but not that level, just as a prospect. Not saying I actually think Warren's game is going to translate pretty well to the NFL because he's so hyper physical, which feels like the hardest thing for some. That's why like Austin Seferian-Jenkins and Jason Morrow never worked out in the NFL because they just weren't not that physical. they were always catching the ball in open space. That was not Warren's experience at Penn State.
Yeah, who is the another tight end I was thinking of? OJ. God, I'm blanking on
OJ Howard,
OJ Howard.
Eric Ebron.
Yeah,
You know, there's been a lot of. I mean, if we pull up this Sims page, this is going to be a real, trip down memory. You got all the guys: Gavin Escobar, Zach Ertz, Trey McBride, Clive. Remember Clive Walford as a second round pick. Remember Ben Sinnott. Remember famously Hunter Henry, second round pick. Michael Mayer, second round pick. Sometimes tight ends just don't work out. It's a very hard position to figure out in the NFL.
By the way, Ben Sennett's ADP being higher than Harold Fannin on Underdog is wild to me.
Yeah, well, they're the Fannin people are very serious. Anything specifically on A.D. Mitchell or Michael Pittman Jr. Any of that stuff?
I did not pull up those quotes from the Discord. I don't have them.
That's fine. That's fine.
Now.
I would just say it's pretty binary for me. If Daniel Jones starts more games than Richardson, probably the ADP on all of them, Mitchell, Downs, Pierce, is too low. Warren, probably. Although, look at that giga bearish projection from Mike. Only 84 targets. I'd take the higher to use the Underdog term on 84 targets, I think. For Warren, A.D. Mitchell remains one of my favorite last round picks. I just think he's got a lot of, you're probably going to lose anyways. And your 18th round pick should have like crazy ceiling, which I think that he does. A situation that is insanely interesting to me. And I, frankly, I always ask that question. If you could know one player's stat line for the whole season, which player would give it to you and be most valuable? And I feel like there's like a sort of a good chance that it's Christian McCaffrey this year, because theoretically you could draft about 80% of him if you wanted to, if you knew his stat line. But also you would know, well, should I just be taking Urendo? Should I be taking Jordan James? Should I be taking Corey Kiner, who did just sign his undrafted free agent contract, fully guaranteed, I think maybe even yesterday. Do you have anything for me on Urendo, James, Patrick Taylor Jr., Izzy Abanikanda? Who do you think the running back 2 is in San Francisco?
I mean, I think it's definitely going to be between Urendo and Jordan James. It's probably going to be Urendo. In April, Kyle Shanahan said Isaac Urendo is a big play guy who can run hard. I think the future is bright for him. After the Niners drafted Jordan James, their general manager, John Lynch, said Jordan James is a powerful back, runs through tackles, doesn't necessarily have tremendous top-end speed, but he has dart and burst. He has very natural hands. He's a very physical runner who leaves defenders hurting. That's about all they've said on the rest of this backfield. We did get, talking about Christian McCaffrey, their offensive coordinator, Clay Kubiak, in May said, you guys saw in 2023 how important he is to what we want to be as an offense. He's an elite player. We're going to do everything we can to get him the ball as much as we can. Defenses have to play us differently when he's in the game. He's really hard to take off the field for a lot of reasons. One, he's a great player. Two, he doesn't want to come out of the game, and sometimes there's a battle between us. We have to do the best we can to balance that out with also keeping him healthy. I know people are wondering if, are they going to give him more of a rest this year and let guys like Urendo and Jordan James get in there. It doesn't seem like they're super interested in taking like a ton off of his plate, maybe a little bit here and there, maybe like a Rams type thing where, okay, we'll give this guy a series, something close to that. But I mean, CMC he's at the center of their plans, man.
As he should be. I've heard this a lot. So I've heard a lot of, that Kyle Shanahan will totally have learned his lesson. He's going to take some off of McCaffrey's plate. He's 14 rushes a game, 3 targets a game. First off, Shanahan has never done that a minute in his life. He's never go back. Go look at all of Shanahan's wide receiver ones. Ask him if he ever took anything off any of those guys' plate. Go back and look at Devonta Freeman, just any of them. Look at him. I promise you, you're not going to find an example of it. You're also not going to find an example of him learning a lesson ever. Kyle Shanahan has been the same, and he's a really good coach. I'm a Shanahan hater to some degree, but one thing I know for a fact is that Shanahan does not learn lessons like that. And even if he did, even if Kyle Shanahan went into this season saying, "Oh, we'd really like to keep Christian healthy for the playoffs," I don't think they're going to be able to afford to. They're a much worse team. They are now they have the easiest schedule in the NFL by projections. I mean, who knows if that'll actually play out in reality, but they right now have the PFR SRS, like simple rating system, the easiest schedule in the NFL. They also have like their wide receiver room is just like an open revolt. Jauan Jennings wants a new contract. Brandon Ayuk is posting on his YouTube page about how the team tried to trade him when he was like still recovering from his surgery. Ricky Pearsall has a hamstring injury that he's been injured from 2 months, still isn't good to go. Demarcus Robinson is going to have a 3-game suspension for a DUI. George Kittle is 31. They lost their tackle from last year, Jalen Moore. He signed in Kansas City. Like they got rid of $250 million of future cap, like future cap dollars committed, basically, this offseason. It's a soft reset, but coaches don't soft reset. The front office can soft reset. You give Kyle Shanahan an inch with Christian McCaffrey, he is taking a mile. Now McCaffrey might last 3 games and be done. I'm totally granting that. What I'm not worried about is Christian McCaffrey getting 14 touches a game. That to me, I would assign like a 6% probability or something like that. Just seems impossible.
Yeah, I could see maybe situations where, hey, the Niners are, if they're winning big or whatever, like, okay,
it used to be crazy. Like I remember there was a game 2 years ago where Darnold was the backup quarterback and McCaffrey came back in a drive that Darnold was quarterbacking to try and score a touchdown because he had like some touchdown streak going.
16 or 17 games in a row. Yeah, they try to get him the ball on like 3 or 4 consecutive plays, and he could not get in the end zone. Was that the one?
Sure.
Yeah.
That is exactly it. So sure, maybe in those scenarios you will see less of McCaffrey. But are we talking about Christian McCaffrey being under 300 touches in 17 healthy games? Just like so unlikely. It was stoic. He came back from Germany, shot up full of like experimental growth hormone, and it was business as usual. So you can have concern if you want to tell me I'm taking 0% McCaffrey, I'm not interested. I don't think you should do it, but whatever, go with God. But don't do it because you think he's going to play less. Do it because you think he's a 29-year-old running back without functioning Achilles tendons. For whatever it's worth, if you told me that I was like locked in Jordan James as the running back 3, there was no chance Abanikanda or Patrick Taylor or Corey Kiner made it for like special teams reasons over him. I mean, I already draft a lot of Jordan James, but I would be drafting even more.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of Jordan James and obviously some Garendo as well. Like if you're drafting at volume, don't be scared to draft McCaffrey. Just draft some Garendo and a little bit of Jordan James as well, and you'll be fine.
All right. Do you have anything on Kyle Monogai? Because I get a lot of and I think it's because people hate Roschon so much, and people actually don't really like DeAndre Swift all that much either. But Kyle Monogai, 4 years at Rutgers, 3,200 rushing yards, no fumbles on 669 rushes and 37 receptions. Not a particularly strong receiver, Kyle Monogai. What do we got?
So their general manager, Ryan Poles, said that Kyle Monogai is a physical, tough runner. We believe he can come in and compete. We like his contact balance, and his pass protection is really good. Offensive coordinator Declan Doyle said, I think there's a lot of areas where we'll have to coach up Kyle Monogai, but he's a very physical player, very willing. The best thing about him that translates is that he's a consummate pro. Guys that carry themselves that way give themselves a great shot. And then finally, when Ben Johnson was asked in June about which players stood out in OTAs, he highlighted Kyle Monogai, saying, "I appreciate the attention to detail and the pride he takes and how quickly he's picking things up." By the way, in their pressers this entire offseason, they have not mentioned Roschon Johnson.
I mean, that's not nothing, because it's not like Roschon Johnson is like some unseatable, awesome product. Like Roschon Johnson is basically Samaj Pirine, but like 33-year-old Samaj Pirine, not 20. Like, he's a goal line back. He's going to be fine on passing downs. He understands that. I mean, that's the thing. Roschon was a quarterback. Roschon, people forget, recruited to the University of Texas, Austin, as a quarterback, and then changed to running back because Bijan's second year, every other Texas running back got injured. I don't know. I have a hard time because I think Monogai is like such an average player. 4'6", 40, 211. Like this dude is, he's Jeremy Langford. Maybe not even Jeremy Langford, know. But if they don't care about Roschon, then what's the point, Like, you might as well. Like, he's also a guy who could get way more expensive, like a little bit of drum beat. Like, I don't know. I guess Roschon could get cut, Like, it's not, I mean, it seems unlikely, but it could happen.
Yeah, it seems unlikely. I still maintain that I think Roschon Johnson needs to shed a good, like, 5 pounds. He looks...
He's a huge... He's listed at 225. I bet he's closer to 235.
Yeah, he's on that Eddie Lacy diet. Slim down and see what happens then. He just looks like he's a bit.
Roschon, by the way, played 132 special team snaps last year, so I'm gonna guess really low probability of being cut. After looking at, I don't know if Monogai plays special teams or not, but I know that. I mean, that's basically running back twos who can pass protect and play special teams. There's a lot of value there. That is a valuable player to the Bears, even if we all think he sucks. All right, final thing we got here, and then we're going to go ahead and hop into a draft. We did all the stuff I sent you, and then everyone's favorite, the New England Patriots wide receivers. What do we have on Steph Diggs, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, Efton Chisholm the third? I mean, there's a lot of ways this stuff could go, right? I mean, I would honestly believe quite a number of things.
Yeah. We did not touch on Dylan Sampson, by the way.
Oh, yes. Let's
get to him afterwards.
Yes. Okay. Let's do that.
So yeah, I'll just go down this New England pieces of coach speak curated from the Coach Speak Index Discord here. Immediately after he was hired, Mike Vrabel said, "We want to gain as many players as we can that are tough to tackle, so you don't have to throw the ball 50 yards downfield to create an explosive play." In February, de facto general manager Elliott Wolf said, "I think we maybe put too much on Jalen Polk's plate early, and I think that really kind of stunted his growth." After drafting Kyle Williams, Elliott Wolf said Kyle Williams is fast, can play outside and inside, really good with a ball in his hands. For an undersized guy, he's really tough. He can block. In May, Mike Vrabel was asked about Kayshon Boutte, and he said that Boutte has gotten in better shape. Quote, "I like his attitude. I enjoy his willingness to continue to improve and maybe do some things a little differently," end quote. In June, Vrabel spoke on Pop Douglas and said, "I love the person. I love his attitude. I love his spirit. He loves to practice. He loves football. I think he's gotten better. We're moving him around different places, and he's picked up everything that we've asked him to do. The more he understands, the more we give him." And then finally, in June, Mike Vrabel was asked about Efton Chisholm. He said, "I think he's a talented player. I think he has a certain skill set. He's dedicated. He's studied extremely hard. He has a good feel for what we're asking him to do." And then Vrabel added, "I think the biggest thing for receivers is that there's trust from the quarterback. It doesn't take you long to figure out who the QB trusts. It's the players they target." And this was when Chisholm was, getting a lot of targets in OTAs there.
This projection that Mr. Clay has, I mean, these are so gnarly, dude. These guys are basically all undraftable per my boy. Like projections. It's a tough game here. I will even pull up Dwayne McFarland's or Matthew Friedman's, because I wonder how similar or dissimilar they are. But I think right now the thing that I feel most bullish on is that we did just get news literally yesterday that Stephon Diggs is not going to be on the PUP. I moved him way up in my stuff. I basically moved him up to like the 6-7 turn, like the Golden Reed, Pearsall-ish range. Now, for whatever it's worth, guys, don't shoot the messenger on Mike Clay, because we got the Dwayne projections here. These are not bullish either. 692 receiving yards for Diggs, 650 for Kyle Williams. Let's see if Friedman's any different. Friedman a smidgen more bullish on Diggs, but basically no bullishness to be found. I mean, right now it's musical. I've never heard that before. Musical receivers. I like that. I like that a lot.
I do think that what Kyle Williams brings does fit in well to, all the yak stuff that Vrabel is talking about. It's just like we don't know on a lot of these guys until they're actually like on the right. Jalen Polk last year, second round pick, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the Patriots are. Maybe Elliott Wolf is really terrible at identifying, rookie wide receivers.
All right, guys. Do we think that Greg can pull out the last 1,000-yard receiver drafted by the New England Patriots?
Wow. Did he have 1,000 yards for the Patriots?
He had 1,000 yards and obviously tight ends don't count. Gronk does not count. So drafted by the Patriots and recorded 1,000 yards for the New England Patriots.
Oh man.
It's darker. It's darker than you can even
imagine. Oh no. Oh God. Who's the guy with the really big eyes?
The guy with the really big eyes.
Who's the Patriots' big eyes?
I'll give you a hint. This guy is already retired and on the the celebrity podcast circuit.
I don't know, man. Who is it?
The answer is Julian Edelman. All the way back in, gosh, when was Julian Edelman drafted? Julian Edelman was drafted. Bethel Johnson, PK, Chad Jackson. I mean, look at this, dude. Look, there you go. Edelman, 2009, 1,000 yards. Brandon Tate never had 1,000 yards. Taylor Price never had 1,000 yards. Jeremy Ebert, Josh Boyce, Aaron Dobson, Jeremy Gallen, Devin Lucian, Malcolm Mitchell, Braxton Berrios, N'Keal Harry, Trey Nixon, Tyquan Thornton, Demario Douglas, Keishon Boutte, Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, Kyle Williams. It's been a gosh darn long time since this organization has drafted a 1,000-yard wide. And to really dig it in, Edelman was a quarterback at Kent State.
Kent State, yeah. Oh my, that's the most bearish thing I've ever heard about Kyle Williams right there.
Edelman is already on to telling stories about being in a locker room with Brady. It's already Joverd for Edelman. So yeah, the fact that he was a converted quarterback, I wonder was his listed position a quarterback when he got drafted? That would make it even funnier. So there we go. There's your trip down. I wonder the last one before Edelman. Chad Jackson. Did Chad Jackson ever have 1,000 yards? What a crazy franchise to have not. Nope, Chad Jackson never had 1,000 yards. All right, Dylan Sampson. Yeah. Dylan Sampson, I'll tell you right now, I didn't really think Dylan Sampson was a particularly good prospect, but at this point, I don't really care because of how nutted his run out is going to be. What do we got on Quinshon Judkins, Jerome Ford, Dylan Sampson, in the Cleveland Browns backfield.
Well, there hasn't been a lot on Jerome Ford. If you remember, I believe he took a pay cut.
He sure did.
That was, I think, before the NFL draft. And then they drafted 2 running backs in Judkins and Sampson. I've got stuff here on Judkins or on Sampson. I didn't put the Judkins stuff in here, but I do remember them saying when they drafted Quinshon Judkins that, just talking about what a bell cow this guy could be, and saying that he is very much in the mold of a Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Not saying that he's going to be those guys, but that's kind of who he reminds us of. And then for Dylan Sampson, general manager Andrew Berry said, I think Dylan Sampson really complements our room nicely. We think he has untapped potential in the passing game. A couple weeks later, head coach Kevin Stefanski said Dylan Sampson was a player we really, really liked a lot during the draft process. Stefanski added, I think it's beneficial to have a couple different styles at the running back position. You can go from a speed back to a stronger back or vice versa. And then Stefanski also said that Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson have been multiple in what we've asked them to do. Both have strong running traits and some versatility.
You do like to hear it. I mean, like I said, like Dylan Sampson, behind Jalen Wright at Tennessee, he did absolutely smash at Tennessee his final year. But the thing you have to know about looking at any Tennessee prospect, you look at any of them, man, Jalen Hyatt, Dante Thornton, the quarterbacks, Hendon Hooker, it's all fake. It's the fakest statistics you could ever possibly imagine due to the offense that they run there. And that's the point of college football, by the way. I would be so mad if there were not fake stat college offenses. Like that is basically why we play the game. But Sampson is like a decent athlete, a little small. I don't think he's going to be a great pass blocker. I have Sampson and Ford like pretty well ahead of ADP for me right now. Josh Downs was UNC. I have Sampson a lot ahead of ADP right now because I think even if we get Quinshon Judkins, it's like, oh, it's all good. No criminal case. Like the defendant decides not to pursue charges. I mean, dude, training camp's starting right now. Like literally as you and I are talking, Dylan Sampson is getting handoffs from whoever is the quarterback one for getting handoffs from Kenny Pickett. Like I feel the same way about Hampton and Najee. Like even if Najee is fine, which I don't think he is, I think the Chargers are lying. Something is rotten in Denmark, Los Angeles, to me there. But like that's a huge little growth on the development curve to just be like, you're not taking any handoffs from Easton Stick. You just get to go in and from day one, you go about your business like a starter. Well, what I'm saying is Quinshon Judkins is not even with the team. He has not signed his contract, so he couldn't practice anyways. Even if he wanted to practice, he hasn't signed his contract, so he can't. And Mary Kay Cabot reported that the Browns told him to stay away. They said, you go deal with this lawsuit in Florida. Do not come until that is handled, which is crazy, actually. But I think Sampson is like, until he gets into the Jaylen Warren, Jordan Mason, even like Ramondre range or whatever. Like if he's there with Ray Davis or Rashad White, I'm like, well, Sampson is also a handcuff running back, but also maybe just the starting running back regardless.
Yeah, I'm playing I'm playing that game right now because I had like a little over 11% of Sampson.
I had like none because I thought he was a crappy prospect. I had some, but like not much.
I was just taking him a lot in the last rounds. A lot of it due to the coach speak stuff, but then also just like if the Browns are as bad as a lot of people are thinking that they're gonna be, this means that they've fallen behind in a lot of games. And who's going to be on the field then? Maybe it's the guy who the GM says we think he has untapped potential in the passing game. Like he can get a lot of work when they're in catch up mode there. So I need to get over this mental block of like, oh, I was getting him at this price, and now just a little bit harder to take him in like the 130s or whatever. But I probably need to bump him up a little bit. It's just not knowing that range of outcomes of what might happen with Judkins. We know that the Browns aren't gonna punish him on their own or dole out any extra punishments. Like they don't give a shit. Like they just whatever. Like if our players.
Well, I don't know, man. A second round running back, a lot easier to make an example out of a second round running back, than it is to make an example of your franchise quarterback.
But if they think he's the better player, if they think he's the best running back that they have in that room, they are going to play him when they're, if they're allowed to play him.
Yeah. All right, man. We are here. We are drafting out of the 1.7 in Best Ball Mania. Let's see if we, great spot.
Like a Puka spot.
Feels like a Puka spot. Puka or McCaffrey. I don't really mind mixing and matching those.
Are you taking any Jordan Whittington?
No, Jordan. Talk to me about why I should be taking Jordan Whittington.
Well, I think he is the kind of 1-for-1 replacement for
Puka.
For Puka, Puka missed a day of practice during OTAs. Whittington was the guy that came in there and was the 1-for-1 replacement for him. We saw that last season with the Rams as well.
Wow, dude, we just got Gibbs. Yeah,
we just got Evan Silva's 101 here.
Evan Silva's 101.
Let's go. And just like a pretty good prospect. I felt and availed himself well last year when he got some playing time. Obviously, a guy that can give you really big spike weeks, and just the way that Puka plays. Also, brutal injury history from college. This guy puts his body on the line every single play. Every time he has the ball in his hands, he's just a little reckless. But that's. Like he's a warrior, right? He's out there on the field, like he's laying it all on the line, whatever. But just like the nature of the way that he plays lends itself, I think, to a little bit increased injury risk.
I mean, Puka has been injured every year of his career, other than his rookie year, right? Always be what he even got hurt in high school, which is why he had to go because he didn't even go to BYU originally. He went to some other Washington, right?
Yes.
Originally.
Like Adunze and Polk and those guys.
Yeah. All right. We are about up here in the second round. I'm good with it. Honestly, these are all good picks.
I'm good with AJ Brown or Brock Bowers. Those are kind of my favorites here to take this spot. So whatever kind of exposure you need more of, I'm good.
It's just always more fun to take Bowers, right? End of the day, it's always more fun to take Bowers.
Yeah.
I have no concerns, no regression. Chip Kelly, Geno Smith, none of that. I mean, I can't find. It feels like the most 97 IQ, middle IQ thing of all time to just not be like, yeah, dude, probably the guy who set the rookie receptions record at tight end. He's probably going to get better year two.
Yeah, the guy with a huge upgrade at quarterback, a huge upgrade at head coach, a huge upgrade at offensive coordinator. Good things are probably in store for this guy this year.
Yes, 100%. Anything particularly bullish or bearish on any of the Raiders stuff? Like, has Chip Kelly or Pete Carroll said anything that really made you take note?
Well, there was that quote that it was just like kind of a partial quote that got picked up, sans all the other important context around it. People tweeted out, I think like Yahoo was one of the ones who tweeted out this graphic of just like, I love using two running backs, Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's maybe look at the rest of this quote where he's saying he was asked about how's the playing time going to be divvied up for this running back room. He said, they're going to go out on the field and they're going to prove to me how much playing time they're worthy of. Okay. How much playing time do you think a 33 or 34-year-old Raheem Mostert is going to be able to eat out of Ashton Genty's workload? I don't think it's going to be any, really. It's going to be the absolute minimum amount. Do we really think the Raiders are okay, we're back on the clock here. Sorry.
I mean, I like Hampton here. JSN would be fine. Really, whoever. JSN. You like elite quarterback? We probably need a wide receiver.
Okay, let's do JSN.
I'm definitely lighter on him. I bet I have like no combinations of these players. So that's nice. It's so interesting. The removal of Rashee Rice from this area of the drafts is pretty brutal. I actually have Worthy ranked here. Now, I don't think you have to take Worthy here every time, but I mean, I was higher than I had Worthy at the 3-4 turn this whole time anyways. But now that there's like, I don't know, 11.5% chance that the whole plane is built out of Xavier Worthy anyway, like kind of the same thing as Sampson. Like you show up to training camps, like, oh, who's here? Xavier Worthy, man. Guy's available. Rashee, he's hurt. He's in, he's out, he's in jail. Rashee literally has to go to jail on Mondays, to serve his prison sentence. He leaves from training camp to go to jail for a day. That spot in the draft, you have to decide, do I want an elite quarterback? It's hard to take an elite quarterback when you already have Bowers. The wide receivers really fall off after Adams. Like I think there's a huge tier break. And then you have to reach on one of the running backs. We're up. I'm cool with anyone here. Devonta, J-Mo, DJ Moore, Rashee.
Really. This is J-Mo.
Gosh, he knows ball. He knows one thing about Greg. He knows ball. J-Mo is such a ball knower player this year.
So really, really, really big quote from Dan Campbell near the end of OTAs saying that, actually, let me pull it up here because I want to do this quote justice because it was a really, really big thing that he said that nobody really picked
Jameson
up on.
Williams, man. Can't imagine a guy that an NFL coach who lives it and breathes it the way Dan Campbell does would like more than Jameson Williams. Another guy who just like, he's just out there to play ball. Yeah. Jameson Williams is just out there to score tuds.
All right, let me run down this real quick. Offensive coordinator John Morton on May 13th. Jameson Williams can go from 0 to 60 fast. It's amazing. I haven't been around a guy like him. I mean, it's two players with him and Jahmyr Gibbs. That explosion. I was around Reggie Bush, and that kind of explosion is impressive. Those two guys have it. He also said on Jameson Williams, quote, he has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm so excited to see him this year. It's going to be a breakout year for him, so I can't wait. I just can't wait, man. Dan Campbell, about a couple weeks later, said that Jameson Williams has a ton of growth left. He's had a good spring, talked about the versatility with him, said, quote, we expect him to have a huge season. We really do, man. He's going to be one of these guys that we're going to lean on this year and is really going to be big for us, end quote. Dan Campbell, by the way, 90% reliability rating on usage and workload coach speak. And then this is like the big quote, which we will come back to after we make this upcoming pick here.
I mean, I would like to take Mr. Ridley here, or Hubbard's fine. Ridley probably my favorite though.
Yeah, let's take Ridley. Let's take the guy. What Cam Ward's describing himself in 3 words said Calvin Ridley's sidekick.
You do like to hear that.
So
yeah.
Real quick, back to this Dan Campbell quote on June 5th. Dan Campbell said, we've tweaked a few things here and there on offense. It's about what John Morton really wants, how he sees it, how he wants things run, how he wants to isolate certain players. A lot of the focal point was Jameson Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta, among others. I thought we've really honed in on their versatility and all the things they can do. Quote, how many times and ways can we isolate one of these guys? I think that's what it comes down to. get it in their hands and let them go to work and do what they do, end quote. And then he said that Gibbs and Jamo, two guys that have really stood out so far. Laporta had a good spring too.
Laporta had a good spring too. Damning with faint praise on Sam Laporta. You might say, yeah, I mean, look, if it doesn't work out with Jamo, it's not going to be one that I feel bad about. There are some picks you make and you look back on and go, well, should have seen that one coming. And then sometimes you just go, well, you got your chips in good here. I like Jennings or Caleb Johnson or maybe even DeAndre Swift on this team. Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm Jennings or Johnson, probably Jennings here.
Bang. Huge Jauan Jennings fan here.
Yeah.
My estimation is they are just going to get a deal done with him. There's really like Pearsall's hurt, Ayuk's hurt, Robinson's suspended. How are we not just getting a deal done for Jennings?
He's worth so much more than the $7.5 million that he's scheduled to make this season. I mean, this guy is really kind of invaluable for the Niners, especially at this point, but just an insane run blocker, which we know is super important for the Niners. He's incredibly reliable on third down, the whole third and Jauan thing, and just a really good receiver. They need to pay him a little bit more money.
This is the funniest tweet of the offseason for me thus far. Jeff Bell. I honestly don't know if he's being serious or if he's trolling, but he said 2024 wide receiver finishes if you add 111, 175 and 3 game. He lists QJ, Pierce, Wandale, Jalen Tolbert, and Ray McLeod, all his top 36 wide receivers. And then Jauan Jennings without 111, 175 and 3 wide receiver 3 game. I'm pretty sure he's trolling, but if he's not, it's honestly even funnier if he isn't. But yes, if you just regress Saquon Barkley to 4.3 yards per carry, he's actually terrible. I was laughing at that one this morning.
If you take away the best game that this guy had for best ball, then he wasn't a very good best ball.
He wasn't a very good pick. Well, still wide receiver 44 for Jennings last year would have been fine. Probably not this year.
Yeah.
All right. So our team is Jahmyr Gibbs, JSN, Jamo, Ridley, Jauan Jennings, and Brock Bowers. It would frankly, I was going to say it'd be an absolute coup to be able to get Pacheco here.
Mm-hmm. What running
That's
back?
a little, honestly, I think we probably need Pollard more than we need another wide receiver, but I'm open.
You do the Pollard, Ridley, and Cam Ward, Chikakonkwo stack.
Yes. Do you have a favorite out of Alec Iomanner, Chimere DK, Tyler Lockett, Xavier Restrepo? Yeah,
I've been taking a little bit of Iomanner. I am wondering if I should take some DK. Like I probably need to spread some in there. I mean, he was drafted before. Iomanner. But yeah, just one of those clicks that you kind of have to force yourself to do on DK right now.
I mean, he's like absolutely like undrafted DK.
Yeah.
He's like wide receiver 121.
Yeah, it could be a big leverage spot if he ends up being the number 2 option there.
I think the reason why he got drafted ahead though was because he is like a special teams ace. He's like that's like what he's expected to be. I mean, I don't know if there's any validity to that, but it's what I've read. And hey, Traylon Burks is still there. This is a bit of a tough spot. You got any lean here? Jayden Higgins maybe be done at wide receiver.
Sure, I'd be down for Higgins. Some really
it feels a little early to take Purdy or Warren. Like I just don't really want to. Higgins, I actually one of my hottest takes, exposure wise, is Higgins and Trey Harris. I mean, they feel like probably week 1 starters with how the offseason has shaken out with them.
Oh, Higgins.
Good offenses.
Higgins for sure will be a starter week 1. I mean, I say for sure. Not 98.7% sure Higgins is going to be a starter week 1. Go into the Coach Speak Index Discord, see what they've been saying about Jayden Higgins. It's good stuff, man.
As it should be. He's a really good, just a really good player. Pretty much perfect stylistic fit. There's what would the boundary competition would be his old college teammate, Xavier Hutchinson. Oh, you know what? To be fair, Justin Watson has stolen snaps. Justin Watson has stolen snaps from players drafted higher in the NFL draft than Jayden Higgins, to be fair. That is true. Yeah. Okay, we haven't missed on Purdy yet. This is right about the range where I start thinking about taking Judkins, depending on the complexion of the team. We could take Warren. We could take Purdy. Coming up, we have a 2-5-1 Gibbs, Pollard, JSN, Jamo, Ridley, Jennings, Higgins, Bowers. This might be a better 3-quarterback team.
Yeah.
Actually, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I think that this will be a 3 QB team.
God, I have ETN ranked a lot lower than this. Jalen Warren actually is a nice. Oh, okay, and he goes tough. ETN, Tracy, Dobbins. Actually, Dobbins is probably my favorite, honestly, of that list. Tracy.
I'm good with any of those.
You know what? We have the dice and darts. We have Bowers. Let's do Tracy. Sure. I don't feel crazy about that one, dude. The 10th round is just.
It's
bereft
right it's now. So disgusting.
If you don't need a quarterback, and I guess we could have just taken Goff right there because we might lose Goff. Yeah. The Goff guy took Purdy.
Goff falls quite a bit in a lot of drafts.
I don't know. What do you do in the freaking
30s, 140s?
Yeah. What do you do in the 10th round, man? Tracy, Judkins, ETN, Bateman, That's what, honestly, like the best argument against elite quarterback is who the frick else are you taking in the 9th round?
Tight ends and QBs, pretty much. So I mean, there's some running backs when we're getting into the like 115 range. I think a lot of those guys will have a significant number of snaps. Wow, Jared Goff snapped off, huh?
Brutal. So this is definitely going to be a 3-quarterback team. I think we just take Dobbins here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Because now for quarterback stuff, we've got Stroud, Ward, Darnold, Geno live. So this will just be a 3-quarterback team, which is totally fine by me anyway. Yeah. David Njoku, honestly, very good click there. You can't. I would not be surprised actually to see this tight end range, Kelce through Njoku. I would not be surprised to see all of their ADPs jam up about around just because of how gross that quarterback pocket is.
I'm really hoping that Colston Loveland is going to start training camp on PUP, or just miss a little bit of time. I think that could be some really, really good value when people start double counting that, because people will double count if he goes on PUP if he's not available like right at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
on training camp.
He said the other day I don't know, I think maybe he was even talking to Kay Adams or something.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, he said he thinks he's going to be ready, which is not, I mean, these guys are not always that reliable.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see about that. Quarterbacks are getting gobbled in this draft, which is not really that, like I said, why not take a quarterback when that is what you're sitting there looking at? We could also do a Drake May. Oh, he just goes.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, dude, we are getting robbed here. Do you want to take Kirk with Stroud? Do you want to take Stroud first? What are you thinking here?
Let's take Stroud.
Let's just take Stroud. Just take Stroud. That we tested fate. We took Tracy when we really probably shouldn't have. We should have just taken Purdy, or we should have just taken Goff. It's tough to I guess I should have just read the room. So I saw that Mahomes went after ADP. I did not see that 6 quarterbacks got snapped off.
They're very QB horny today.
It's tough, man. It's tough. The 3-quarterback thing that is sweeping the nation rapidly is also it's also confluent with this. which is that we're also getting dudes who are just showing up thinking about fantasy football for the first time.
Is that Miley Cyrus in a Bulls jersey? Or is that a bikini?
I think that is. I think that's Miley Cyrus in a Bulls jersey. Shout out to big Mateus Buzelis fan.
She's
Miley Cyrus.
She's a Giddy stan.
No, she loves the Giddler. Dang, is Dak is still there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
maybe we just take Dak and
if
Turpin.
If he's still available, we just got Dak, Jaydon Blue, Turpin.
Dak, Jaydon Blue. There, yeah, okay. We definitely just got to take him.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually is going to
helps us catch up a little bit.
That helps us catch up a lot. Dak, I mean, just go check your favorite projection prior of choice. People always make fun of me because I always bring up the Mike Clay ones. The reason why I bring the Mike Clay ones up is that they are easily command F-able. Every other projection source out there, RotoGrinders, Cardi's stuff, it's very hard to command F in a web browser. So it's when you're streaming, it's just more difficult to display. And I also think Mike Clay's projections are pretty good. So that worked out right there.
Yeah.
Paying that tag on CJ Stroud just goes to show you, man, fantasy football, it really is a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Jaydon Blue plus Turpin could be a little bit of hand cucking the same role there. Yeah, honestly, this is a good point. Since we are we're taking 80 Mitchell, but no one wants Jalen Tolbert.
Well, I mean, maybe we shouldn't be taking 80 Mitchell. I think people are taking 80 Mitchell because they're just thinking that he'll kind of dust Alec Pierce off the field. I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we could definitely take Blue or Ferguson at this next pick.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, the quarterbacks just went in a very weird random order in this one. I have no strong feelings about Jake Ferguson at all. Can't conjure up an emotion really about Jake Ferguson. He seems perfectly fine.
Yeah, he's vanilla ice cream. It's like, all right, good enough. Wish it strawberry.
Oh, Jaydon Blue goes. So there you go. Ferguson, are we good on bye? Yeah, good on bye weeks.
Yeah.
Ferguson, bang. I will have very little of Jake Ferguson. The reason why, I think the reason why he's so milquetoast is that he literally replaced Dalton Schultz, and no person who has no vested interests can tell you the difference between Jake Ferguson and Dalton Schultz. Not one person. They're basically the same. I think one of them went to Stanford, one of them went to Wisconsin. I think.
Yeah.
Just like the most anonymous, like third round tight ends of all. Let me fact check myself. Ferguson, I think, went to Wisconsin. He did. Ferguson went to Wisconsin. Schultz went to Stanford.
Got to do that like blacked out shadow thing of like which player is this and do it with Schultz and Ferguson and see just like kind of mix and match the clips and see if people can guess.
Honestly, an unfair shot at vanilla ice cream. Valid.
Well, they're different type. Even within vanilla, there's different types. There's just like the regular vanilla. There's the Madagascar vanilla, which is very, very good.
The best. Oh, brutal.
Wow.
It's sniped on Cam Ward. Oh, that's tough.
Hey, Maron. I mean, we can go Eckler here. I think that could help out the running back room if we're
that's a bring back too for Dak. So we are at Stroud, Dak, Gibbs, Pollard, Tracy, Dobbins, Eckler, JSN, JMO, Ridley, Jennings, Higgins. We could probably take a quarterback at our next pick if we'd like.
Who's available at QB there?
We're looking at Tua's still there. Darnold or this honestly could be a team that could use some of the Richardson upside. Like it's fine eating a zero. It's fine eating a zero at quarterback, but could get the bonus of the rushing. We did need Geno. He went at 157. Yep. He went at 157 to the Jack Besh team.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty big on Cam Ward this year at this ADP. I've been scooping up as much as I can in the like kind of late, even early 150s. Yeah, I think he's so much better than what they had last year. We know that Brian Callahan ideally would like to throw the ball quite a bit.
Yeah, we some people, probably me, honestly, I don't even really remember, talked themselves into Will Levis because Callahan, his dad was the great offensive line coach, and they signed Calvin Ridley, and it's like, well, Cam Ward was the number 1 overall pick. Levis, I think, was like the 4th overall or the 40th overall pick.
Yeah, he was rumored on that draft day to be like, I think the 1st and then the 2nd overall pick. That was a fun day.
All right. Let's take Noel. Yeah.
Nolan Higgins here?
Yeah. Noel with Stroud. I remain more bullish on Jaydon on Jalen Noel than the market. If you guys, I guess I put the link in there, but if you want to join the Beat Davis Matic League on NFFC tomorrow, it's at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's the RotoWire Online Championship, $350. So there's only one at 3:00 tomorrow. That link will take you there, and you can buy one. You can buy one team and hop in there. I mean, we could have just taken the quarterback then. It doesn't really matter though. Whatever we're going to get what we get, Greg, and we're not going to throw a fit.
Mm-hmm. Not on air. I will be throwing a fit afterwards.
Correct.
Everyone in LA will hear this fit. I'm going to the top of the Griffith Observatory, and I will be yelling across this entire city.
All right. Do we want to do Darnold with JSN, or do you want to do Richardson?
Oh, brother.
Or Daniel, or Jones, or Shuck. Honestly, dealer's choice.
Let's go Darnold.
Yeah. I want just enough Darnold that if he just runs back his fantasy stats from last year somehow, that I at least don't feel that I had none. Like for a while, I was like, oh, dude, I should just be taking Milrow. He's going to get benched. Dude, Milrow has a 40-point ceiling in the fantasy playoffs. He doesn't. Well, yeah. I guess technically he does. Dang. Dart was an option too. Yeah. Dang, and we could have taken.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, what do you think the over under is on? Well, I'm sure there's an over under out there on Jackson.
4.5.
4.5 games.
4.5 games.
Wow.
I have the higher on the old dog application.
Just need them to get off to a bad start there. The Giants.
They have the hardest schedule in the NFL. Yeah, it's insane.
Brutal first 5 games. It's a rough one.
It's terrible. And I think Dart is kind of good, and that the transaction, the way it happened, made it seem to me like either Dable or the front office really wanted him. I mean, I don't know which one it was, but that was the way it worked. It worked for me.
Yeah, Dable's been talking about how much he likes Jackson Dart's aggressiveness, which I think is a pretty cool thing to hear there. Both for when Jackson Dart may start, but also like once he gets in there, like kind of a little heads up on what the offense might look like there.
All right, give me. Oh, we gotta take. Well, Tolbert or Turpin, dealer's choice. You're the guest.
I'd rather have Turpin or Turpin over Tolbert.
How about it, folks? You heard it from the coach's mouth.
He's exhibiting diva behavior. He's going
He got arrested, dude. He was going 100 miles an hour
per hour. Yeah, it was like 100, 102 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. And then I will let you nominate. I'm not going to say I'm going to take him, but I will let you nominate your favorite deep sleeper at running back, and then I will nominate mine.
Can you scroll down a little bit?
Oh yeah. We can scroll. We got Monogai, we got Sean Tucker, we got Jordan James, we got Ollie Gordon, got Trevor Etienne, Elijah Mitchell, Phil Maffa, who I apparently have taken at some point in a draft on Underdog. That's pretty deep. Rocket Sanders. Rocket Sanders is probably the deepest I would go to say no one past that point is even clickable.
Yeah. Scroll back up there.
This is our.
So
I mean, Brashard Smith obviously is just a great pick.
Yeah, the one I wanted is gone. For me, it would be between Brashard Smith and Taj Brooks. Taj Brooks, I feel very much the RB2 there. People were saying Zach Moss, wake up, grow some brains.
All right, yeah, we are on the clock, and we are free to take Brashard Smith.
Yeah, I wanted Jarquez Hunter, but did not make it back.
I've taken film off on a draft with money, but might not take who you want, Greg. All right. Well, let's see. Did we navigate it? Jahmyr Gibbs, Brock Bowers, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jameson Williams, Calvin Ridley, Jauan Jennings, Tony Pollard. Tell you what, the Pollard click. This was a mistake. Should have just taken Purdy or Goff right here, where we took Tracy at 103.
But we did
at
QB though.
We did honestly, we did. It's just,
but
I guess if we
wise, I think Purdy, the pick.
Yeah, Dak 138, Prescott Dak 138, Ferguson 151 is perfectly cromulent.
Yeah,
Eckler bring back, Knoll with Stroud, Darnold with JSN, Turpin with Dak, Brashard Smith, little dueling running backs between J.K. Dobbins and Brashard Smith in week 17. How about it?
What more could you want?
All right, man. What did you think of that one? Did you like that? You in?
Yeah, it was all right. I'm not huge on Tracy. I definitely think
I'm not either. I've got him
ranked there. Do you have him ranked above or behind Cam Scatterby?
I have them literally. I mean, I'm such a coward. I have them ranked back to back. I think I have them ranked 116, 117. I believe.
Okay.
Here, I can check my rankings. Giants. I've got. Oh, this is not helpful at all. I'll have to scroll. But I know I for sure have both of them. There you go. I've got Tracy, wherever that is, and I've got I have Tracy a little bit higher than Scatterby, which I think is fine.
All right. Yeah, I've got Scatterby a little bit higher than most people. I think I have him at like 98.
What's the Scatterby theory?
Well, the Scatterby theory is that he is an absolute elite runner. Short yardage. So I think
yes, he is
very, very easily and solidly be their goal line, green zone, red zone running back. He does really pretty much all the stuff that Tyrone Tracy does. Ironically, Tyrone Tracy converted wide receiver, not really good in the passing game last season. Cam Scatterby is very good in the passing game. The one thing that Tyrone Tracy has that Scatterby doesn't have is kind of obviously the speed and the top end speed. He is like he does make you miss. Scatterby also forces missed tackles, but more in like a broken tackle kind of way. If you're getting hands on Tyrone Tracy, like he's going down. If you're getting hands on Cam Scatterby, he's not going down.
True. Fact check. True. All right, Greg, tell people where they can go, what they can get, and I will drop the link in the chat right now.
Yeah, at Coach Speak Index on Twitter, also YouTube channel, doing a lot of live drafts.
That's linked in the description of this too. If you guys are watching this on replay, that's linked in the description as well. And
then obviously the Discord, we're getting now into the full swing of press conference season. Going to be like 30 hours of press conferences every week here. A lot of really, really valuable information during training camp, during the season. I watch every single presser from every head coach, general manager, offensive coordinator, and I put every important note from those pressers. I'm telling you, nobody curates press conferences better. I'm not sure anybody is curating press conference notes, but absolutely nobody does it better than the Coach Speak Index. Don't get your stuff third hand of like this reporter said this about what the coach said in a press conference or whatever. I'm seeing errors in that stuff all the time. That's like putting people down a path that's like the opposite of what a coach actually said and intended with what they said. So yeah, CSI Discord has it all.
There you go.
By the way, congrats on the kid, Davis. Incredible.
How about that, brother?
Making life over here. My God.
I ran out of people to use promo code Davis on Underdog, so I had to create one. 18 years from now, I will have one more person to use my my promo code on Underdog. I'm gonna keep drafting, Greg, but I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you again very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the invite. Had a great time here, and good luck in your future draft, sir.
Adios, everyone. Make sure that you are checking out Greg's stuff over on the Coach Big Index. Make sure that you're subscribed to his YouTube channel. We are a little bit behind pace in Old Best Ball Mania. After this draft, we are going to have 90 drafts to complete. We have about 40 days, 45 days left to do it. And, I think that we should just get serious. I think the time to get serious is absolutely now. Is there a resource somewhere that shows a reliability factor with coaches and Coach Speaks? Sir, you quite literally were just viewing the guy. That's his whole thing. That's the whole deal with the Coach Speak Index. It's literally, check it. It's all about the reliability based on categories too. So he does it on usage, injuries. He's got it all segmented out. But that is what the Coach Pick Index is, brother. 18 years from now, Tutu Matic joins Underdog using promo code Pete. God, absolute dagger to the heart. All right, there we go. We've got draft spot. Oh, I didn't even play the video.
The Davis Matic YouTube channel is made possible by viewers like you. Every subscriber, memby, and super chat goes to ensuring Davis doesn't have to work at State Farm. Thank you.
All right, folks. There we go. GLGL BBG. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hey, badge massacre is fun for everyone, man. We'll probably get this one done in like 20 minutes. Does he mean a rating on Coach Speak's Coach Speak? That's a good bit. Buy shell Matic. Many such cases. They're saying it more and more. Hey man, we are in badge season. Guys are grinding hard right now. I wonder how many likes we have on the stream right now. Probably none. You guys are I bet there's less than 100 likes. 76 likes, bro. That's crazy. That's 76 likes, dude. Are you guys serious? Sad, really. I wish it was Xavier, bro. Yes, that is Mark. This is literally what Greg's website is. It's literally telling you if they're lying or standing on business. Oh man, I would actually love to get Neighbors on this one. I'm just never gonna get to enough Neighbors or St. Brown. I don't think I've taken Shadur once yet. There you go. Not going to beat that. Gosh, that's nice. Picking at 11 is so nice because there are 14 first-round caliber players, and then there's a big drop-off. So nice. Amari DiMacando. Tyreek Matic. I'll tell you guys this. I'll be so real with you guys. First name I suggested to my wife was Rory. She said no on Rory. Second name I suggested was Patrick. She said no. She said no on Patrick. So after that, I was like, I'm out. If I can't name it after Rory McIlroy, if I can't name it after Mahomes, what's the point? Oh, I'm not Irish. I'm not Irish. I just love Rory Mac. Third name was Liam. Deuce-matic. Deuce-matic would actually be thematically correct. Shay. I don't think except that's Shay's birth name is even wilder. I believe it's Shavarius. No, Shivante. Shavante. Crazy name. That's my brother's name is named after Mahomes' brother already. Jackson Matic. Automatic, yeah. Once you hear it, you'll never unhear it. All right. God, this is a good start. Is anyone going to do any funky stuff here? So I guess we got 12 Badgers. So who's going to be the first one to do something funky? Sky Moore Matic. It's got a certain ring to it. Don't get me wrong. No one's, I guess that's what you can get in a room full of badges. You can get Derrick Henry at 17. Man, the 3-4 turn now, guys, is absolutely, if you just do it by rankings, it's so brutal. 3-4 turn, you're getting like, well, even by ADP, it's not good. It's basically like if you don't want to do an elite quarterback build, you're kind of stuck. There's just not really anything you can do at the 3-4 turn now. You honestly, you just have to hope to catch a faller is really. All my drafts end up looking the exact same based on which spot I'm picking from. Everyone follows the preset rankings for the most part every time. Same players are always available. Then you gotta take it upon yourself, brother. You gotta expand your Jacquard tree. I don't love doing this all that often though. Taking an elite quarterback in the third or the fourth every time. I really don't. Like I definitely want a chunk of those. But I don't want that to be a huge chunk of, like, I'd like that to be, I don't know, 10%, 15% of my portfolio or whatever. No, I didn't move Kelce. I did not move Kelce up. I'm going to take Hampton, actually. I'm just going to do it. I don't feel like I'm really quarterback build on this one. The reason why I didn't move Kelce up is that I think Kelce's biggest role expansion is going to be early in the season. And if that is the case, that's the least useful part of the season for us. Right? Dang. Mir takes Xavier Worthy at 36. First off, he knows ball. That's definitely who I wanted. All right, whatever. We'll do it. We're behind at wide receiver. We'll do Lamar. I think if there were players that I was consciously trying to say I only want to have about 5% of, I do think it would probably be the elite quarterbacks. Not that I think they're bad plays. It's just a lot harder for them to pay off. It's very, very difficult for Jaden Daniels to pay off this tag, Only way Kelce beats ADP is if he catches 12 touchdowns. It ain't going to be from Yak. I agree. Kelce's, it's all related to touchdowns. Kelce after Rice is, I guess he could catch like 111 passes or something. Well, the opportunity cost is not that big once you get here. Like Lamar Jackson or Terry McLaurin, not a ton of opportunity cost there. Josh Allen over Amari Hampton, there you go. My thinking with Kelce is I just think he's a really good regular season kind of advance rate play. Like he's going to have 800 yards and 6 touchdowns in like a bad season. And yes, he's super crafty. Yeah, he's Travis Kelce is an all-time great. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like I'm not going to be surprised if he has a great season, but I'm I'm not moving him up a ton based off Rice being suspended because we know very well what Travis Kelce can do. I actually think this argument is fine. Who Hames says, I'd argue half the round 3 picks are garbage. The elites are the best picks. I don't agree, but I philosophically see where you're coming from. I think there's a little bit of like, what would be the right word for this? Like, none of the 3rd round picks are shiny new toys. Like, Brees has disappointed us. JSN has disappointed us. Mike Evans is old. Xavier Worthy has disappointed us. Kyron has actually never disappointed us, but he just isn't very good. McLaurin has been, very up and down in his NFL career. I get where you're coming from, for sure. I think I disagree, but I do get where you're coming from. Well, I mean, I think you do want all of your players to smash ADP. You would like your players, like, you want to advance as many teams as possible. That is certainly true. Sadly, I'm gonna have to like do a little bit of reaching here, put myself in a little bit of a tough spot with the running back quarterback. So we're gonna have to do a Dunze or Olave. There you go. A little bit. Actually, you know what? Wow. Is this even really an ADP value? Stay woke, dude. Chuba Hubbard. They can't bully me. I'm not gonna let the room bully me. I'm not gonna stand down. Running back score points, bro. No, I did live a little. For me, taking a 3rd running back before a 2nd wide receiver is living a little. Oh man, we are down so bad right now. We are gonna have to take a lot of wide receivers. Oh man, a lot of weight on the shoulders of Amon-Ra St. Brown right now. This is not. I would disagree with this to some degree. It is a nice bonus to have quote unquote lower owned pieces in the playoffs, but you are going to get better low owned pieces in the playoffs just by getting lucky, just by having better combinatorics. Like if you have a really strong Jacquard tree, you're getting your guys in good with a good mix of players, then your lower owned piece is going to take care of itself. I have not heard anyone say 8 games, but if Rice gets suspended for 6 or more games, he's going to fall like you would not believe. He's basically going to disintegrate in front of your eyes. Yes, this is a Christian Kirk-ass team for sure. Well, what every fantasy website starts 3 wide receivers every week. I guess not the FFPC, but DraftKings, Underdog, Fast Draft, Drafters, every fantasy site is start 3 wide receivers. That's just how she goes, brother. Jamar Chase had 4 games under 10 points. It's tough to fill out 51 wide receiver slots with spikes. Give me late round QBs. Valid. Yeah, this is a super Tillman-ass team. I think this sounds about right. Hey buddy, I play on the FFPC. Actually, that's I will be drafting in the FFPC Pros versus Joes tonight. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll be in that. Keep Nico for a 10th or Nico in the 10th. But show. I don't even know how they define it, but I'm whatever the tout thing is. I think they call the touts the pros and then the FFPC grinders the Joes, I believe is the way they segment it. You never want to be in round 7. I mean, dude, look how bad I'm running right now. The best wide receiver available is Khalil Shakir. This team is toast, man. This team is literally over. It's just not going to happen for this one. I don't know what was worse, the Lamar pick or the Hubbard pick, but they're both pretty bad. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes that's the way she goes. And there's nothing that can be done about it. Man, this is already a Darnell Mooney-ass team, I'll tell you what. Watch Darnell Mooney go right here, too. Oh, I'm sick, dude. Sure. All right. Actually, you know what? Well, no, I can't really afford to take Jayden Higgins. I literally need Darnell Mooney. Golly. Yeah, Chuba had to be Jennings. Don't worry, I'm at 4 and also over. No, dude, you're fine. I'll tell you what, you were in a much better spot than me. Oh, all right, there we go. Now I can take Higgins. Well, do I take Higgins or do I take Ayuk? Or Shakir? I guess I just take Shakir. Oh my God. Dude, it's... Oh! No, I'm having a rough one, guys. Oh, I blew it. Oh, throw it out. Throw it out. Numi, throw it out, dude. Oh my gosh, guys. We auto pick. Yeah, just close the browser. I think we could just press the plane on this one. Oh, mother of God. Oh, so bad, man. How do you even recover? My wide receiver 4 is going to be like Marvin Mims. Remind me to label this one when we're done. Remind me to label this one and say worst team of the year. No, I'm not even going to get Shaheed. Shaheed isn't even going to get here. I literally am not going to be able to afford to take McCarthy because I need a wide receiver too bad. Yeah. So this actually is a really good point. When you do something like this that just puts your roster in a horrible spot, you really do just have to draft like Hawkinson as him. Like you gotta act like huge QJ team, Andrew. Absolutely. Yeah, gotta bet like my boy Mason Dodd is correct. I will not be taking LeJounte Webster. I did see today. I was working on something with DraftKings ADP, and I did see that LeJounte Webster is like has an ADP there, like gets picked. No, we are definitely not taking David Njoku. Devontae Walker did contribute to some of my rosters last year because he had that one game with like a 17-yard touchdown or whatever. No, the thing is like the Mario Douglases don't do anything for this team. We need like ceiling. We need guys who are either 0s or 11 points. People love the Colorado players on DraftKings. Seen Jimmy Horn go 150. There was like a week where people were horny for Jimmy Horn Jr. in the, like on Underdog. People were telling me that I should be taking Jimmy Horn Jr. Jermaine Burton, I mean, that might even be a little bit too thin. Tillman, definitely a good pick here. And I really wanted Trey Harris to make it. And obviously he did not. No, there will be no Christian Watson teams. Golly, man. I'm not going to get him. He's going to go. No, he doesn't. Thank goodness. All right, there we go. Dude, we got to get through this team. We got to move on. Yeah, I gotta lock in, dude. I gotta lock in. Can't be. Oh my gosh, and Burden goes. Sickening, dude. Do I reach 17 spots on Christian Kirk? God, what do you do? What do you do? I'm waffling. I'm taking Mark Andrews. I am. I'm doing it. Whatever. Because then at least I can for sure. Oh my God, dude. Bateman is so buried in my rankings that I didn't even see him. We can never speak of this again. We got it. We just, dude. New me, you gotta throw it out. I don't hate Bateman, but I just have him buried in my rankings. I've got Bateman 120. I mean, 124 is not hate. So if I can explain myself, I think a very important thing to do with these rankings is to have this group of quarterbacks, all these guys, McCarthy, Herbert, all these guys, you really want to have them ahead of ADP. Yeah, this is a bad start. It's a bad draft, and it's not going to recover either. It's just over. But we're gonna improve. See, that's not really the bit that we do. We don't. Sidekick wanted me to take J.K. Dobbins. This is not going to be the team I need. I have a strong feeling that this is a good 8th in the pod team. That Hubbard pick was so brutal. Well, Andrews is at least a stat. We have Lamar. And at the very least, we can be done. We can be done with tight end. We'll have no desire to take third. Sidekick did just give up. Sidekick said we're out. Sidekick wants me to take a running back. I will not be doing that. Sidekick wants a running back, and I'm going to tell it it needs to learn a smidgen of ball. Yes. Shakir and Bateman don't really do any. Khalil Shakir in 0.5 PPR is just not helping. It just ain't. Mims actually makes a little bit of sense here. Sidekick just does not want me to take a wide receiver at all. Sidekick said, just time out, dude. Sidekick says, go do something else with your time. Whatever. Is Spears an ADP value here? Not really. There you go. Marvin Mims, 1,200-yard season incoming. Yeah, Sidekick is telling me to lean into the bit, and I'm saying I don't really want to. If it tells me to take another running back here, I will, because then we can take 4. Sure. Tajay Spears. So we can be done at running back here. They all have different bye weeks. Lamar, Genty, Hampton, Hubbard, Spears, St. Brown, Addison, Mooney, Shaheed, Mims, Hawkinson, Andrews. My God, man. Yes, super Alec Pierce o'clock. Absolutely it is. People forget that Liam won Best Ball Mania 2 with basically one quarterback. I think, what did he say? He said he got 2.6 points out of Justin Fields the year that he won. So people forget. people do forget. Not only do they forget that he won, but they forgot that he won with only getting 2.6 points out of Justin Fields. I'm not saying I forgot. I personally would never forget, but people do forget. I honestly cannot squint and see Nuke getting 8 touchdowns. All right. Let's see. And I'm not taking another quarter. I mean, I feel like second quarterback on this team. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? If your team is totally dust at one positional group, do you just try and win the other positional group? I cannot squint and see Yoshi getting 8 TDs. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Probably easier for me to see Yoshi getting 8 touchdowns than Hopkins. I remember looking at Karane's winning team and noted some of the bust players on it, then look back at ADP and every pick in round 6 and 7. Happens a lot. Gritty ass question. Shuck team. It's always, yeah, could do. That's what I was thinking. I would surrender this one right now. Yeah. I'd hit surrender and I'd say, thank you. Thank you for God. Can't even get Jack Bash, dude. I don't think we've already won the other positional groups. The running backs are not even that good. Genty, Hampton, Hubbard, Spears is fine. It's certainly not unbelievable. Bengals will, well, I really don't think that's happening. I'd be real surprised if Burrow won it. It's hard to win MVP on like an 8-win team. No, dude. I'm not going to get dark enough to click Brandon Cooks. Can't happen. Wow. Chaperone ass Romeo Dubs. You guys ready? You guys ready for a chaperone click? Does not get, and he's even a bring back for our Baltimore stuff. There you go. Yes, it was my idea for the 3 p.m. NFFC draft. Are you playing, Faye? Are you in? They normally do ones in the afternoon, and that is just perfect timing for me. Honestly, probably. Dobbins would have tied the room together. Okay. Let's do Cam Ward as our second quarterback. Can be done with Lamar and Cam Ward. That's fine. Thielen Bryce is fine. Ward is also fine. Not a big cokehead. Honestly, not a big coker guy. I don't think Thielen and Bryce was all that much better. I think that we certainly have not landed the plane. We've not recovered, but I'm at least going to feel proud when I check this team in week 7 and it's only like 27 points out of third. I'll feel good about that. I mean, it's not going to have been impressive or important, but at least we can say we tried. And that really is the most important thing. No, this C-Money, this is not a compete, man. Ward balls out and brings Lockett and Io Manor both with him. I see the vision. Well, how much better can Joe Burrow even play than he did last year? Joe Burrow he led the league in pass completions, pass attempt, pass yards, and pass touchdowns, and I don't think he got any MVP votes. He led the league in every passing category and got 0 first place MVP votes. So I don't think Joseph Burrow will be winning the MVP. Maybe, but it seems pretty unlikely. Dude, Traylon Burks expect to be ready by week 1. No, I'm gonna name this team Learn Your Lesson. I'm gonna name this team Get Better. Cincy is your pick to win the division over the Baltimore Ravens. That seems crazy, bro. I mean, what do I know? But that seems crazy. You know what? All right, this is for certified ball knower and all the other boys out there. CBK, there's a little De'Ami Brown pick for you, brother. How about that? Little De'Ami Brown action. The people love De'Ami Brown. They can't get enough of old De'Ami. Yeah, they say they're selling dollars for dimes. They're saying it more and more. All right, here we go. Alec Pierce. Dude, you landed the plane. Dude, you landed the plane. Did I snipe the 12 hole? No, he's got Brian Thomas Jr. He's fine. Brother, they missed a field goal in overtime against the Ravens, and Burrow got smacked in the face and then went for 2 to win the other. Yes, but the Ravens are just much better than them. We can be serious out here, bro. The Ravens are better than the Bengals, and that is okay, man. Yeah, the Bengals' whole team is going to have a huge chip on their shoulders because none of their players are getting paid. Their first round pick is practicing at Texas A&M, and their best defensive end is not at camp because he doesn't have a contract. Duval, the King's horses. One of the funniest things. Well, I probably saved you. I probably saved you, brother. All right. How do we finish this? We have the rare 2482, Lamar Jackson, Cam Ward, Ashton Jeanty, Amarian Hampton, Chuba Hubbard, Tajay Spears, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jordan Addison, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, Marvin Mims, Romeo Doubs, De'Ami Brown, Alec Pierce, TJ Hawkinson, and Mark Andrews. I think so. I mean, it hasn't been that long since I've been on the Mayo Show. It's been 6 weeks or so since I've been on the Mayo Show. Well, yes, of course this team will project better because it has good running backs. That's always how it works. I don't know. Should I take a fifth running back on this team? It feels like you're probably adding more points with a fifth running back. I could just take Io Manor. I could take Royals. Are there any? I guess I could take Ray McLeod. I'm trying to think if there's any real. Tolbert, I think, fits because I just need some guys who are going to be active. Deontay Johnson, maybe. Oh, Chicago was great, Trey. Yeah, had a very nice time with my family there. Dude, Chicago when the weather is nice. Chicago in the spring/summer. Literally the best. Take someone that's unlikely to be a 0, followed by Crutches saying Malik Washington season. I guess Tolbert is probably the least unlikely 0 of that group. Doesn't it feel like? I think that's probably correct. Yeah, dude, you're not beating Chicago in the summer. Although Lake Michigan, really nice. No, this is just an obvious Tyler Lockett team. Imagine getting sniped on Tyler Lockett. It's also probably a good Keenan Allen team. But Lockett, I think, is strong. No, it is not D-Hop o'clock, bro. Enough. It could be D-Hop o'clock. Did he just get taken? He just got taken anyway. That is first off, that's very funny. That is an extremely good bit from WD Simp 12 to take DeAndre Hopkins. The free money got picked up right in front of my eyes. All right. Keaton Mitchell is kind of interesting. He played for the Henry injury. Yeah, that actually probably feels best. Maybe Jordan James now. We're gonna take dude, Keaton Mitchell. I agree. Honestly, I think you're probably right, Matt. I do really like that. All right. Keaton Mitchell. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Enough of that. Every team is going to be a good Keenan Allen team when he signs and goes ways up. They're saying it. Dude, we're only one injury away from the money, bro. All right. What did we do? Lamar Jackson, Cam Ward at quarterback, Ashton Genty, Amarian Hampton, Chuba Hubbard, Tajay Spears, and Keaton Mitchell at running back. At wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jordan Addison, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, Marvin Mims, Romeo Doubs, De'Ami Brown, Alec Pierce, Tyler Lockett, TJ Hawkinson, and Mark Andrews. Goodness. Oh yeah, we could do another one. Yes. Don't forget to label it. Okay. Don't forget to label it. Gotta give her a little refresh there. Nope, still not done. Still got people picking. Yes, Luke, it does. If you subscribe over at twitch.tv/DavisMattic using your Amazon free Twitch sub, you do get added into the Discord. If you have any questions about that, go ahead and ask C Money in the chat, and he's happy to help you. Yeah, I guess I didn't really think that through, Faye. But yes, I assume a fair number of people are probably working tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, if you don't use Twitch, but you have Amazon Prime, you can give me. It's not $5. It's about $2 a month. But you can watch the channel without ads, and it's an easy way to support your favorite draft donator. All right. I'm going to do this one. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call this one Call the Police because I'm scared. Bang. Bada bing. Bada boom. Puppy 2 almost full. Rookie Sophomore's almost full. Eliminator's what? 45%. Sprint and Marathon are lagging behind. Badge Bros Brawl, Big Dog. Gonna stream a Big Dog with Herzig on Friday, by the way. All right. Entering in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, you won the Gilcast League last year. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's very cool, Faye. How do you get the Discord? All you have to do is link your Twitch account to Discord, and you will automatically be added in. You don't even have to do anything. We'll just automatically pop you right in the Slappy Central Discord. Sub is free as long as you have Amazon Prime. Yeah, all you got to do is click. Matt gave me the Prime. Hell yeah. What's the gap between when they usually drop another puppy? It's just kind of hard to say. It really will depend on the fill rate of the other contests, probably. I would guess. Yes, you can send a team in the team review submissions channel, and that's where we do elite or delete for Fridays. 9/11, what's your emergency? Bateman! I forgot about Rashad! YouTube face. There you go. It works really easy. Matt, welcome to the Discord. Appreciate you. Appreciate all my Discord boys. Good folks in there. There you go. Gotta go. There you go. Gotta go into connections and activate. All right. We are picking at the 1.7. Barkley at 6, man. Even I would take Barkley at 6. All right, there we go. Little CMC team. Oh, yeah, dude. Let me tell you. X the Everything app. Who needs it? Who needs it? Not me, I say. All right, draft number 3 starts with CMC at 1.7. Bada bing, bada boom. Yep. Best ball week is over on old DraftKings.com. So we're back to I actually have done more. I've done more Millionaire Maker drafts on DraftKings than I've done BBMs over on UD. All right, nothing strange. All people who know ball here. You do get some interesting stuff over on you really just need like one person to mess up in front of you when you pick at 7 or 8, and you get something super nothing. No one messed up here. All pretty normal. Come on. Well, actually, maybe I should take... I'm a little bit light on Ladd. Maybe I should just take him. Nah, dude, come on. Let's be real. Let's be real, dude. You're taking CMC. Oh, guys, I'm behind it. I'm behind it wide receiver again. I'm behind it wide receiver. What am I going to do? What's going to happen? All right, here we go. I am in the FFPC Pros versus Joes at 9 p.m. Eastern. Giving away equity if we win the 2026 ticket to YouTube members. I guess I should have promoted that a little bit more. But this FFPC Pros versus Joes, if we win the 2026 ticket, I'm gonna give away the equity of the seat to YouTube members. No, the Prime sub will do it on its own. It will either renew or cancel based on your own proclivities, but it's not gonna charge your credit card. At least it doesn't on mine when I for my Amazon Prime. All right, we're up. You know what? I'm drafting off my ranks. I'm taking Xavier Worthy. I'm not letting that happen to me again. There you go. Prime sub does not auto renew. I think I did the Prime sub. Yeah, super easy to link to Discord. I am in, very much in on Devontae Adams. You did call it, Alex. I mean, I could have taken Evans there. First off, I've already taken Jackson Smith and Jigba in a draft today. I don't love them. This is the best Ball Mania draft. You haven't seen that short group? Jam Skeletor, how are we doing today? Is Worthy a rich man's Keon Coleman? I don't. Oh, did my headphones mess up? Audio? No, it's just my mic just cut out. It does that. It literally does that. Like it literally just does it like once show, and I have no. I really don't know. What does it? Yes, this is a Best Ball Mania draft. Worthy is a rich man's Cavante Turpin. You're stabbing me in the heart, bro. You're just stabbing me in the heart. All right. Not getting behind the 8 ball at wide receiver. What's my Chiefs running back exposures? I don't know. Let's go look. Let me make this pick here real quick. DJ Moore and Xavier Worthy, just running back my exposures from last year. Drafts completed. 489 drafts done at this point. Chiefs, I have 17% Worthy, 11% Kelce, 11.3% Rashee Rice, 11.1% Brashard Smith, 9.6% Pacheco, 3.5% Elijah Mitchell, 1.4% of Kareem Hunt. It's flat, dude. It's flat. Yeah, I need to get. Oh, you know what? The BBM filter actually is extra important because I autoed that the $1 contest. I mean, Pacheco's higher in BBM. There you go. 18% Worthy, 15% Pacheco. Need to take more Brashard Smith in this contest because I only have 8.5%. Really light on Hollywood, much lighter on Kelce, which I guess makes sense. Yeah, I definitely worry about the Chiefs. I worry about the Chiefs' offensive line, and I worry about Matt Nagy and the defense. No, I'm not totally out on Godwin. I moved him down today to I guess I have him right at 68. I did a version of the rankings, but I have not uploaded them back yet. I think round 7 Godwin feels like a generational wealth opportunity. Like, even if he misses a game or two, which I don't think it doesn't sound like he will, easy Jalen Waddle pick here. To me, it feels like if you are able to get round 7 Chris Godwin, that might be the pick of the summer. Because I don't think this sounds like an injury that is going to like really sap you of your explosiveness or anything. You know, it's not a muscle injury, it's a skeletal injury. And assuming that he is in, the cardiovascular shape and he didn't get fat, he didn't go all Chungus Debo. And I guess you assume that he inherits the same role that he just left and that Emeka Egbuka is not installed in it. I mean, that guy going after, like I did one this morning. So I recorded a Best Ball Mania for a video that is going to come out on Wednesday night. And to me, it just feels like you will want to be way overexposed if he's going after like Golden or Reed. And I love Golden, Speaking generally, ankle injuries seem less severe than knee injuries. So actually, funny you mentioned this. T. Eds, who is in the Discord, is a physical therapist, and he actually wrote up like a big like kind of analysis of the specific Godwin injury mechanism and surgery and recovery, and he's a little bit bearish, which I think is interesting. %. Godwin plummeting is absolutely week 1 brain. We are at pick 66. We'll take a little bit of ADP value there on Connor because our wide receivers are going to be fine on this team. We have an elite tight end, but we didn't do elite quarterback. We have Tua, we have Caleb, and we have Mahomes and Geno live. I'm actually fine taking Purdy with McCaffrey as well. I think Godwin is cooked. Well, if he's cooked, he's cooked, man. I don't know. Is he really old enough to be cooked? Chris Godwin. Age. He's 29. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's cooked. Super simple, dude. Super simple to connect your Twitch to Discord. Twitch to Discord. Connect. There you go. Can use this article right there. Super simple. Like, I'm not going to be taking God. I think I'm probably going to move him to this like 73, 74 just because I expect that is what the market is going to do. Oh, yeah. I've drafted worse players higher than Godwin goes. Yeah, Benny, you know ball. Been there many times with worse players than that. If Godwin is a good pick in the 7th, why isn't Ayuk a good pick in the 10th? Well, I mean, I think he probably is. I think I have Ayuk above ADP now. But also, Ayuk was bad on the field last year. So that is not great. Doesn't have the path to the same volume. God, dude. So easy. Gotta take Golden here for the positional stuff. Would have liked to have taken Pacheco. I lost what I was saying. But I actually think I have Ayuk ahead of ADP now. It's close. I have Ayuk exactly at ADP. Ayuk is fine where he goes. Fourth round. Oh, goodness gracious. 4th round Rams, Allen Robinson. That was a dark one. Shanahan also does legitimately not like Brandon Ayuk. Oh, I feel like we drafted D.D. Westbrook even higher than this. Maybe I was just drafting him higher. Blitnikoff winner, C Money. They forget. Dede was awesome, man. Well, he wasn't actually, but conceptually he was. All right. I actually, again, I don't take very much Mahomes, but Mahomes at 90 with Worthy. Not gonna lie, dude. Who would you guys? This is an absolute layup pick, I think, here for Mahomes. I would have maybe taken Trey Harris or Jayden Higgins. Oh, brother. You gotta know who you are with. You are with the down dirtiest fantasy football degens on this planet, bro. We're gonna like if you mention the name Evan Royster around here, you are going to get people up in arms, bro. Roy Halou Jr. Do you even know about Roy Halou Jr., man? Mikel LaShore? Boys, do you even remember Mikel LaShore? Chris Carson? That's not even that deep of a cut, really. You guys remember CJ Procise? Mark Clayton? You guys remember Mark Clayton? You guys are not real enough to remember CJ Procise. Hell yeah, Ema Luke. Bishop Sankey was a freaking 3rd round pick in fantasy. Oh my God. Kristen Michael, I have thought about more than many of my own family members, dude. Oh, JD, you're talking about 25% target share, JD McKissick? Oh my gosh. People don't remember Jaquiz Rogers. My dad, this is true story, Chad. My dad was at the Miles Austin breakout game. He was there for the 10 for 160 or whatever game against the Chiefs. Shout out Alex. I believe Alex Collins might have actually passed away. I'm not taking Kelce here. I'm going to take Shaheed. Need wide receiver. And I don't want to have too much combinatorial pairings of you don't want all your Mahomes to be with Kelce, and you don't want all your Kelce to be with Mahomes. No, it's very much not your fault. The Rodgers brothers were very nice at Oregon State. Absolutely. 100%. Rashard Mendenhall. Brothers. Andre Ellington. Where were you when Andre Ellington was starting ahead of David Johnson? Well, don't get me started on Russell Gage. Yeah, you guys, look, if you weren't with me in the Roy Halou trenches, then you're not allowed to make fun of my 2024 Best Ball Mania results. That much I can tell you for a gosh darn fact. You really can't. You just need to relink. It's a super simple process. Basically, there were sometimes people just get an error and you just need to relink. It's super, super simple. I do not have 35% Deebo Samuel. That feels like a bit much to me. I'm not super big on him. Oh, now we know about Drew Bennett and Billy Bullock. All right, thank goodness. Got saved from a decision there. Running back. You know what? No, Sharps. I almost clicked Judkins. I just can't do it, man. I can't do it with Judkins. Arian Foster, that absolutely does not count. Arian, that if you want to do remember that guy, you're not allowed to do remember that guy for a guy who finished number 1 overall at his position. A much better remember that guy would be Justin Forsett. That'd be a lot better. Yes. Now that's valid. Trading 22% Judkins for 30% Debo. If you can't handle me at my Roy Halou, you don't deserve me at my Jaydon Blue. Chad, absolutely. Alfred Morris to me symbolizes fantasy football more than any other player. Darius Geis, another bad guy, multiple time felon. Darius Geis, yeah. Kamani, oh man, are we already there with Kamani Vidal? Is he already there? I guess he probably is. It's already time. Peyton Hillis. I feel like Peyton Hillis was on the cover of Madden. Ben Tate, another guy who truly represents fantasy football for me. Bryce Love, Stanford University's own Bryce Love, of course. There you go. Welcome to the Discord, sir. Hope that that many of you guys come and join us. Damn it, Donald. Sion Vaki got injured today. Auden Tate had a moment. University of Oklahoma's own Kenny Stills, Eli. I think about Kenny Stills often. Bryce Love would absolutely be the king of the slaps. Josh Cribbs, I feel like Josh Cribbs is slightly better than I remember that guy. Kerryon Johnson, a perfect. Remember that guy. Ryan Broyles, perfect. Remember that guy. I actually don't know who Lawrence Phillips is. That one. You guys got to get up pretty early to beat me and remember that guy. Do we do Jordan Love with Golden to Sure, whatever. Jordan Love is good there. Nope. Auto picked JJ McCarthy. Gosh darn it, Davis. That's fine. It's fine. It's just a quarterback, dude. That one does not matter. This team goes as Mahomes goes. Doesn't matter. Okay, Shane Falco doesn't count. Javid Best, where were you? Yeah, that is an official apology to anyone who needed JJ McCarthy. That was wholly unintentional. I was trying to take Jordan Love. Yep, valid. Sorry. Oh, Bryce Brown could have got there. Lawrence Lamond Phillips was a professional running back in the NFL. Any running back who played in the NFL and the CFL is a guy for me. Oh, LaRon Robinson? Loved LaRon Robinson. Do you guys remember Allen Hurns? Yeah, Bryce Brown was insane in college. Where were you guys when Allen Hurns won someone $1 million the first game of his career? Allen Hurns in the first game of his career, 4 for 110 and 2. 4 for 110 and 2, brothers. Where were you? All right. It's an easy Dylan Sampson pick for me here, assuming he's not gone. Yeah, we are going to be pressing that Dylan Sampson button a lot. Cecil Shorts. Okay. Speaking of random Jacksonville Jaguars wide receivers, do you guys know about Sam Hurd? Do you guys remember Sam Hurd for the Dallas Cowboys? Committed real felony level drug trafficking while a member of the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. Lorenzo Taliaferro, great cut. Brian Quick, this is how D-Gen we are around here. We have already brought up Brian Quick this year on the stream. I believe Brian Robisky is now the Ohio State wide receivers coach. Or that's not Robisky, that's the other guy. Not Robisky. Oh, this is gonna Hartline. Brian Hartline. Thank you. What's Brian Robisky up to? Oh my gosh. Dude, if you were not there for the Ken Brell Tompkins war, again, many people will have no idea, but the Kenbrell Tompkins wars of 2013, that was serious stuff. Man. Wait, hold on. Speaking of the 2013 New England Patriots, tell me that at least one of you guys remember Nate Sudfeld or Zach Sudfeld. One of the two. What was his name? This is a sick ADP value on Rachaad White. Sure. Was it Zach Sudfeld or Nate? The quarterback was Nate. Yes, Zach Studfeld. Oh my, did he ever even play? Sudfeld. Zach Sudfeld. 17 receptions, 17 targets, 10 receptions, 0 touchdowns. Crutches. That literally would have been my pick if I didn't click anything. Rachaad White was top of my rankings. He would have just went. All right, what do I even have on this team? Mahomes and McCarthy, McCaffrey, James Conner, Zach Charbonnet, Dylan Sampson, Rachaad White, Xavier Worthy, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, Golden, Rashid Shaheed, Brock Bowers. How bad can McCarthy there even be? Like, what is, like, over the course of the season, what is really the difference between JJ McCarthy and Jordan Love? Yes, this is a best Ball Mania draft. Oh, well, Austin Collie was a Colt first. People forget. No, you guys are wrong. You guys are absolutely wrong. There's not that big of a difference. I respectfully, you're all wrong about this. Do I just take Tua here? What is it? 162? Sure. Whatever. 3 quarterback meta, dude. Oh, Joe Webb. Yes, McCarthy is like, I'm just saying for the function of this team. Like, yes, obviously you would have much preferred Jordan Love, but their point distributions can just not be that dissimilar. That's fair. I mean, obviously I should not have taken JJ McCarthy and tilted crutches, but what are you gonna do? Whoa, Tavares Jackson is dead? Oh, I think I knew that. Pull up the depressing, I assume, Mike Clay projections on the Vikings. Okay. I bet they're not that bad. Well, actually, I bet they probably are. Rookie quarterback, yeah. Mike Clay is gonna send these dudes to jail. Vikings. All right. He has McCarthy for 4,186 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 44 sacks taken. He has Justin Jefferson for 116, 1,511. Jordan Addison, 15 games, 67 targets. Oh, do I have Addison on this team? No, I don't. That was the last team. Now, the Jalen Naylor, Ty Felton, Rondale Moore projections are pretty bearish. But I think that's probably what you'd expect. It's not on your Twitch. You have to link your Twitch account to Discord. Yes, I am in the Scott Fish Bowl. I just wrapped up. We have we need a wide receiver. We'll go Null. No, Thornton. Thornton actually is better. Thornton, because this team just needs some juice. Yeah, those projections are not bearish. Those projections are fine. Oh, Matt Asiata, 3 touchdown game. I swapped he had multiple 3 touchdown games, but I swapped to Matt Asiata's one of his 3 touchdown games, I believe against the Falcons in cash. One of my finest moments ever. Yes, I will be doing first off. Yes, Sloppy Central is the Discord itself, brother. You're in. You made it. I'll even check right now. I'll check the welcome channel. Well, I don't know what your Discord username is, but I'm pretty sure you're in there. Jonas Gray, the Jonas Gray 4 touchdown game. As for FFPC on stream, yes, for sure doing that. Main events, obviously, with Pete, Pat, and Jacob, but then unclear other than that, because the NFC and FFC sponsors this channel, so probably most of the high stakes drafts here are going to be over on that website. Man, you guys are ready to see some slappy freaking. Okay, well, I was gonna slap, but actually, no, I'm really not. I think I'm just gonna take Zach Ertz. Are my buys good? Yeah, my buys are good. Zachary Ertz. Welcome. Oh, Pierre Garcon? A legend. A legend. I think we're just naming some guys, dude. Really, there is no objective to the game. We're just naming some guys. So what they do on Underdog, Hope and Numi, is they create a certain number of fast drafts and a certain number of slow drafts, and then whenever one fills, they have to decide if they want to create more. So that's what happened there. Ooh. Denario Alexander, dude. Imagine if Denario Alexander's knees ever stayed healthy. Dude would have been the all-timer. Demond Parker, another true. Remember that guy? University of Oklahoma's own. I don't ever remember him playing in the NFL though. He would have been there right before Stoops got there. Oh, Jim Kleinsasser, a Madden goat. Jim Kleinsasser had useful Madden statistics. John Baldwin and AJ Jenkins traded for one another. All right, there you go. Jalen Naylor, dude, we got the stack. What if Jalen Naylor and JJ McCarthy are who you need? All right. What's the piece de resistance? We have a 3-5-7-2 with Patrick Mahomes, JJ McCarthy, Tua Tagovailoa, Christian McCaffrey, James Conner, Zach Charbonnet, Dylan Sampson, and Rashad White. Xavier Worthy, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, Matthew Golden, Rashid Shaheed, Dante Thornton, Jalen Miller. Honestly, it's got to be another wide receiver. There's no way around it. No. Oh, Trung Candidate, an all-time Madden guy. No, Slappy is not even my term. I did not invent Slappy at all. I don't even really know where it came from. Brett wants me to take Dontavian Wicks. Andrew, I put the link to the Twitch there in the chat. Yeah, it's got to be a wide receiver. There's no Bronco, no Chief. I guess I could take Royals. I already took a Viking. I don't really want to take Malik Washington. You guys are not going to get me to take Devon Vele, bro. Nah, dude, I'm slapping. Dude, what if Jalen Royals is who you... I'm going to take Dontavian Wicks. Dontavian Wicks is the best 18th round pick. And I don't think it's that close. Yes. Oh, Legadou Nane, legend. How about Sehi Aratutu? Sehi Aratutu, I started this man in his absolute career game. Sehi Aratutu for his career has 424 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dude, I'm about to bring you guys back. This game right here against the Houston Texans, I started this man against my dad in our fantasy football league. This would have been, what year was this? This was in 2010, so this was my final year. This is my first year of college. Sehi Aratutu ships a 4 for 111 and 2 with I think Vincent Jackson was injured for this iteration of the Chargers. Vincent Jackson, I think, was out, and someone else was out. Malcolm Floyd was out, and maybe, and Vincent Jackson. Vincent Jackson was holding out. Kevin, you know about Sehi Art. What a great way to end the stream. If he didn't have that game, dude, he would have been wide receiver 210. All right, final team. Pat Mahomes, J.J. McCarthy, Tua Tagovailoa, Christian McCaffrey, James Conner, Zach Charbonnet, Dylan Sampson, and Rashad White. Xavier Worthy, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, Matthew Golden, Rashid Shaheed, Dante Thornton, Jalen Naylor, Dontavian Wicks, Brock Bowers, and Zach Ertz. I think we... Other than the misclick, I mean, obviously this one would look better if it was Love instead of McCarthy, but we have Tua and Waddle. We have Mahomes and Worthy, a very cromulent running back room, CMC, Connor, Sharp, Sampson, White. I think we landed the plane on this one. I love naming dudes. If you lived in Manhattan, Kansas from 2008 to 2012, 1 billion%, we definitely would have crossed paths. Albert O is the Ladarius Green of Kyle Pitts. Yes, everyone on your way out, please like the stream. I literally don't think anyone liked this, bro. We are at 142 likes, insanely low numbers of likes. Everyone, make sure that you like it. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Really huge to subscribe to the channel as we get closer to the season. That is like number one thing you can do for me, basically, is subscribe to this. Yeah. All right, everyone. Later.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports